and my computer is perfectly fine and working as intended, and I definitely wasn't having
Working
artifacting or
perfectly.
it's I went to go interface with Firefox on YouTube for a second there, and
Mhm.
it kind of did a mini freeze, and my peripherals weren't responding correctly, and I went, that's odd. Probably shouldn't be doing that. Probably shouldn't be doing that. My computer is held together with old shoestring and beeswax and
This is why I make sure to only get the newest, finest shoestring.
beeswax. What would you? What are the bees up to now? This is not helpful, Sean. Welcome to the
Sorry,
stream,
I was
everyone.
trying to parse what I was looking at.
What? This is where we're at. This is
I
where we're
just,
at in the game.
with that angle, I couldn't tell that that was a building behind you. I just saw like weird shapes in the light.
I mean, there are weird shapes in the light. I like the squiggly
Well,
light
yeah, I mean,
bulb.
that's different. That I understand intuitively.
Well, welcome to the stream, everyone. I'm your host, Isaac MCCanary. Let's go to the strange light hole. We're playing more. We're playing more of Control. We're in the DLC. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Sean, also known as Talking Skull, he, him, and it's been 5 years!
We did me. Oh, that's fine. Okay, okay. I just couldn't remember how to do. Wait, can I? Nope, the game lied. The game was like, you can pick up the shards, and I'm like, can I? And then it just didn't. I don't know why they would make the game lie to me like that, Sean. Personally, I think that's quite impolite of them. Oh boy, we're getting straight back into it. We're getting straight back into it. We were in the DLC, we beat the game last time, and then we were like, oh, there's more. So, and actually, this is I think new for both of us. I think Sean, you just mentioned that you only beat the game, right?
Correct.
Well, kick us
On the
off.
history of the oldest house. The oldest house has revealed much to me during my months in the Foundation, but many questions remain. Primarily, the tree etchings bewilder me. What is their significance? If the house has changed shape over its lifetime as I've theorized, then was a tree its first form? I sent a team to the Schwartzman building in search of pre-settlement accounts of Manhattan Island. From those, I discovered a single relevant line. And there I found a tree not known to me, the devil twisted within its bark. That line, taken with the fact that certain American cultures believed some trees would offer wisdom and guidance, is indeed interesting. However, it's hardly firm evidence. And though I am now bound to the oldest house, I remain a man of science. Of course, there are numerous ancient beliefs regarding trees. Yggdrasil, the tree of knowledge, Yoxvimixche.
What?
Some cultures offered blood sacrifices to trees, while others claimed trees endowed chosen individuals with inhuman powers. Do New York City's many murders act as a sacrifice for the oldest house? Does the house have a chosen champion? Is it me?
Is it? Is it you, Dr.
Is it
Theodore
me?
Ash, head of research? Now, what the fuck? Now,
Why
what?
could it not be me?
I mean, it could be, but what in all the fuck is Yaximixchi? The fuck is that? Listen, I was
Native
gonna make.
American thing.
Is it? Oh. I was gonna make a joke about, oh, it's Yggdrasil again, and they found a new weird tree that I frankly have never even fucking heard of. How many new weird trees are there in history, Sean? Why do they keep finding new ones?
As it turns out, there's a lot of trees on the planet, so a lot of cultures have stories about trees.
Yeah, you're right. It's weird. I guess every single culture has, in fact, encountered a tree at some point. You think there's a culture out there that hasn't encountered a tree? Or didn't encounter
Of
a
any
tree?
kind?
Yeah. Probably
I mean,
not.
trees are pretty ubiquitous.
I was gonna say, like, even in literal deserts, there are still trees eventually.
Yeah, I was trying to think, like, somewhere in, like, northern Canada or something, but, like, there's probably trees up there, too.
Uh-huh.
Even in the, like, tundra.
Well, I mean, there's the taiga forests. There might not be trees on Antarctica, actually. That makes sense. I don't think there are
Yeah, but
trees
there's
on
not
Antarctica.
really native cultures in Antarctica either.
Are you saying that the penguins don't have a native culture, Sean?
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
On the pyramid in geometry. I've been going through my library researching pyramids in triangles. If that shape does relate to the board, as Northmore says, then perhaps our predecessors in the occult can offer some insight through their geometric knowledge. In esotericism. In esotericism, the triangle is closely associated with the Holy Trinity and other three-part concepts: past, present, future, mind, body, spirit. Interestingly, the term board also implies multiple parts. Upright triangles in Judeo-Christian imagery indicate ascent into the rational divine. No, that said rational. Something about seeing rational and divine side by side broke my brain there for a second. Ascent into the rational, divine realm. Inverted, it signifies a descent into the corporeal human. Naturally, the ascent is masculine and the fall is feminine. Adam and Eve. Naturally. That's just a bit of old world patriarchy. It's 1964 now. We're well past that silliness. Considering the above, what does the inverted triangle tell us about the board? They're clearly not corporeal or human. Perhaps they wish to be, or they once were. The likeliest answer is simply that the theological imagery cannot help us define alien entities. But still, the pyramid seems significant. Shapes have power, and clearly so does the board. You know, I kind of don't want them to explain if their best explanation so far is that it's a triangle, and triangles are shaped with three sides. I don't want them to explain what the board's deal is if that's the best explanation they have.
What is this?
Oh, that wasn't
Bureau
something.
ID badge? Looks so old.
That
Oh,
wasn't
definitely want to see this.
That wasn't a document. That was my bad. I thought that was a document. It wasn't. It was just some stinky pain.
Just somebody's badge
Uh-huh.
that doesn't open that door, apparently.
Someone's bitch. Probably
Sucks to
shouldn't
be
tell.
that person who lived or worked within 5 feet of that door and wasn't allowed to open it.
Not even once, yeah.
28 days now spent inside what we're calling the oldest house. Northmore insists on the name. I'm too tired to ask why. I'm not sleeping well. Per orders, me and my research team have established a permanent examination lab in the Foundation. I
Okay.
basically live down here now, like the obedient head of research Father raised me to be. I spend my days investigating that odd pillar where Northmore found the handgun.
Oh yeah, I
The
guess
work
there was a
was
big
half-hearted at first, I admit.
column
Then
that we
I
found.
discovered numerous non-Aristotelian energy channels converging at its base.
Now he made that word up.
Lines, Dragon roads, Hyligalinian, call them what you want. But this
Aristotle?
pillar is the crossroads. I started building something.
The word Aristotle?
It's talisman and technology.
I didn't know you could make it sound funny like that, okay, Sean? I didn't see the word Aristotle.
That's the idea, at least. You'll see when I'm done. I prefer to work away from the pillar. I'm not the only one who feels like that thing has eyes.
You could have just said Euclid, I would have understood. Everyone who knows what SCP is would have understood. You don't have to make up your own weird terminology. It already exists. That's a weird... if I understand correctly, I believe the SCP Foundation is largely Creative Commons, so... I don't know how any of that works, actually. I really don't.
Weird place to leave an ID card.
Someone tried to convince me once to post my stuff and give it Creative Commons like jurisdiction, and I went, that seems like a bad idea. And I'm glad I didn't do that.
I mean, it just depends. If you want it to be free for other people to use, then
Another ID card.
that's
For
Creative
a
Commons accomplishes that.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't plan on pursuing legal action on anyone, then you probably don't need to worry about it, but, you know, if you actively want people using it, making it Creative Commons will let people know that they can do that.
Yeah, but Sean, I barely use my own stuff. I don't want anybody using my stuff.
Well, then don't do it.
I'm glad I didn't. It is a thing, though, that I'm like... like you said, it would be all in context whether or not I was eating that or not. I just don't. So I won't. All the good number munching that happens with this part of the game. What? This was a dead end. Was this a dead end?
There's a box.
It was a box. What?
Wow.
Wait.
Throwing a tantrum.
Oh. Right. I could do this. I was wondering for a second. I was like, why did it say L2 first? It's not a tantrum. It's just me learning how to use my arms and legs again. As always. I unlocked this door that could only be accessed from one side anyways. I feel like I'm crazy.
Who's locking off the box?
Guess it was locking off that box. I really thought it was gonna be a... I really thought it was going to be a, like, roundabout way back to one of the previous areas, but... Oh. Nope. Or, no? Don't dead
Wait,
on
can
me.
you really not fit through there?
It's not letting me.
Oh, no. Okay. That's, dubious.
I was gonna say, I was like, does this feel like it's working as intended? It doesn't feel like it's working as intended to me.
Maybe they wanted you to be able to see that there was stuff over there, but didn't want you to be able to get there yet.
Maybe. I was
And
gonna
they
say, I
just
was
didn't
like,
do a very good job sealing it up, so it feels like you should be able to fit anyway.
uh-huh. The classic video game problem. What do you mean I can't step over a, what do you mean I can't step over a shin-high wall? Granted, I have been stopped by a shin-high wall, but I think that's just because of courtesy, not because I didn't think I couldn't step over a shin-high wall.
Well, and it's different in a context like this, right? Like when it's a shin-high wall and it's a game that doesn't have like jumping or hurdling or anything, then that's a clear message from the developers to the player that this is not a place for you to go. And people, you know, people joking about shin-high walls are mostly just joking. When it comes to something like that, though, like there's not, it's just unclear conveyance. Because
Yeah.
it is a thing you can clamber onto, but only to an extent.
And then there is the hole that I didn't even need the crouch to be able to reach, and it definitely felt like I should have been able to get in there. And then, the only other thing I can suppose is that...
Why didn't that work?
Oh, this one's dead. That's why. It's not a working cell.
That tracks.
That... It's a mostly working cell? This is probably good. There. Probably good that it blinks. I don't remember them blinking.
It's not blinking anymore.
Oh, Gordon Freeman is here before me. I cannot. I'm bring. Oh. Well, I definitely can't bring it with me now. What? Power cores.
On the invention of the power core! After numerous attempts, I finally found a way to intercept and contain the ambient energy of the ley lines in a kind of non-Aristotelian battery I've dubbed the power core. I admit, it was difficult capturing an energy I can barely measure, much less interact with. Luckily, it seems that the porous stone of the Foundation's caverns possesses such conductive qualities. Using stone flakes for some bullshit and putting it into some other bullshit, I figured out a way to unscrew
There you go.
the... Using stone flakes and copper wire, my power cores collect significant power. My early prototypes collected too much, in fact. I have since reinforced the container. We don't yet know the repercussions of tapping into this power field. As a precaution, these devices should not be taken outside of the house. Ideally, the Bureau should no longer need to rely on typical energy sources. It's my greatest feat of engineering yet. I've always had an interest in invention. I like the creativity that it allowed, set within the firm boundaries of logic and physics. Father never approved, calling it a mundane science. With that in mind, I dedicate this invention to Theodore Ashe Sr. May he scowl in peace.
Son, what are you doing that mundane science? What are you doing the most boring science possible?
What are you out here doing, practical magic?
Uh-huh.
I need you out there doing theoretical magic.
Dude, impractical science is absolutely what I live for. And you send me some impractical science. I need some impractical science. Before you say geology, the joke's on you. I already know, except actually geology is probably one of the more practical sciences. Well, I guess it depends on your definition of practicality. Sure. I guess if I want to go look for stinky oil and rocks in the ground that make a lot of money, it's a pretty practical science.
Entry day plus 51. Northmore has ordered an all-hands search for objects similar to the service weapon. He claims there are more in the house, though I don't see how he's so certain. He's been strange lately, talking about joining greater causes, and frequently mentioning the pyramid. After pressing him, he finally described this pyramid to me. Inverted, black, mathematically perfect. Oddly enough, Adam and the other id have shown me numerous inverted triangles painted on the cave walls.
From near?
Surely there's a connection, but I don't see it yet. As far as occult symbols go, triangles are by no means rare. Flood, Levi, Kroll, they used that shape like it was going out of fashion. Standing on their base, triangles signify stability and strength. Inverted on their points, they represent conflict and stagnation. Of course, the orientation is just a matter of perspective. Looking at the pyramid from below gives you one, from above, another. Northmore says he looks up at the inverted pyramid. I have to wonder, is anyone standing over it? Looking down?
Oh, hey, Sean, look. Oh, hey, look, Sean,
What?
that concept I keep on, it's everywhere now. Why am I seeing it everywhere?
What concept?
So above, as above, so below. I see it everywhere now,
Oh.
Sean. I keep seeing it. It's haunting me now. I didn't realize that it's just a thing. I mean, I think a pretty almost bog standard thing to be pretty philosophically unsettled by is, man, we think we're big, but we're probably only big to the things that are smaller than us. Why don't the elephants rule us, though, Sean? They are the biggest friends.
They're not the biggest friends.
That's true. Blue whales.
But elephants are quite large.
Uh-huh. I've always...
Would you let an elephant pick you up?
I absolutely would. I would let an elephant pick me up in the hopes that it would be chill. Like, oh, they're dead. I don't know. I like elephants. They seem very fun to interact with. Do they let the elephants paint still? I'm gonna be sad if they don't let the elephants paint anymore. Why would they ever make them stop?
It does seem especially cool to have let them paint and then take it away from them. Maybe the elephants decided they didn't want to paint.
Ow, 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 ow. Pick up the rock game. This is bad for me. Yee! That wasn't close at all. Yee! God. At least I learned how to use that shield better. That was fucking close. Still have yet to use this successful, though I did still get progress to an achievement for it.
Good.
If I was younger, I probably would sit there and just keep doing that for like an hour. I never really did achievement hunting, but I didn't necessarily completely ignore them all the time.
I'm just baffled that you have them enabled.
I keep forgetting you can turn them the fuck off.
You have to turn off the Steam overlay to do it.
Oh. And I'm trying to... I mildly use the Steam overlay still these days. I'm so used to it.
I've had the Steam overlay off for my entire adult life. I truly don't even know what it does at this point anymore.
Sure she's ready.
I'm here, aren't I? I saved the Bureau once, and I'll do it again.
I even have a snazzy suit. Mainly I use it for, I don't know, occasionally I get a message and also to join people's games, and that's about it. That's about it.
Join people's games without the Steam overlay.
Yeah, but that's scary. I grew up in the time where I don't trust a game's matchmaker for some reason. I would rather just use Steam's.
You can use Steam, you don't need the Steam overlay, just tab out to Steam.
Why can't you just let me be indiscriminate? Apparently they're friends. For now. Where did the flying man go? Oh, okay. God, I can't remember what the fucking melee button is. God damn it. There we go. Got him!
You used it.
That is satisfying.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Still you. I didn't even mean to do that. Look at all. Look, I got the hidden
Sure
trends.
giving you a lot of shit.
Yeah, I'm noticing that. I did kind of skip the last save spot to see if I could do anything with all the shit they're giving me. Oh, we'll see. I should be fine. I feel like that's gotta be something. It's literally glowing. It's literally glowing. Good. It's just some more bullshit. Good, it's just some more bullshit. Well,
But it's extra special bullshit.
on the 4 etchings. My explorations of the Foundation have resulted in yet another mystery. A fascinating series of etchings on large stone tablets. The tablets themselves are likely not native to the Foundation, seeing as they're slabs of sedimentary stone, quite different from the cave's categorization-defying rock. Their placement and form are also too intentional to be naturally occurring. But who braved this place to carry them in? And for what purpose? I discovered a 5-point macro entanglement between the tablets, with the pillar at its center. These links seem to extend beyond our level of consciousness, some astral realm I can't detect. Is Northmore's board somehow tied to all of this? The etchings on these tables are similarly curious. They differ from the cave paintings in style and technique, so are clearly not of the same origin. Are they the visual narration of some event? Or do they indicate intent, a wish, a plan? They only seem to consist of a tree and the pillar. But the sizes of either are inconsistent. What does that signify? I'm missing key pieces of this puzzle, and it's unlikely I'll ever find them. Don't you say that, sir. You'll find it eventually. Oh no. Oh no, it did work. What the hell is going on here?
It looked good.
I mean, it feels like one of those things I need to shoot. But I don't think I can. Boy, this elevator is very dark. I feel like I shouldn't have done that, Sean.
Yeah, I was confused why you did, because you've already gone to floor 3.
Because I assumed I was stuck. Well,
now you get to do it again.
now I get to do it. But look, I already interacted with that. That's a... never mind. Surely I wouldn't have to fight a bunch of guys again. That'd be silly. And apparently that would be silly, Sean. I really was expecting to fight guys again. Now, okay, I did interact with that. I was like, did I interact with this?
Well, now you'll have guys to fight again.
Only, oh, I need more hidden trends and remote thoughts. John, what are your remote thoughts telling you right now?
My remote thoughts are telling me to eat the dirt.
Again?
It looks strawberry flavored.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. No, it looks like, clearly it looks like pixie stick. Can we discuss how pixie stick is just cocaine for children?
I never liked pixie sticks, really.
You didn't? You didn't even like the dippy sticks? I loved the dippy sticks. I loved eating the dippy stick itself, too.
I think the dippy sticks weirded me out.
Fuck! No, no. Yes, yes! Ah, ha, ha, ha. Now, why did they weird you out so much? I don't know what it is. I liked that neutral sugar. I liked their chalkiness.
Mm-hmm.
For what reason did you fear the dippy stick?
I don't think I feared them, I just thought they were weird. I had no interest in them.
I'm a little surprised. I know you're the celebrated Sweet Tooth, so I'm a little surprised you did not care for the children's cocaine.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have and had a sweet tooth, but I just the pixie sticks just didn't for me.
I will say, one of my favorite kind of sweet tooth things that I learned, because I had a pretty cool middle school teacher who was like, I think it was like if you guys do well enough or something, we'll have like a mini, essentially like her version of a pizza party. She called it a smorgasbord though, and essentially it was just all of the sugariest things possible. She's just like, yeah, everybody brings like some candy and we just get sugar high as fuck. And it was like, okay. And she made Happy Crack. She actually made Happy Crack for a bunch of middle schoolers. And she made this super sweet Kool-Aid. And then we had Twizzlers, and I bit off the ends of the Twizzlers and drank my Kool-Aid through the Twizzlers.
That's a classic.
I haven't done that in a long time. Are they meant to be straws? I don't actually know if Twizzlers are meant to be used as straws.
If not, why straw shaped?
Truly. Truly a quandary, if it were. Well, Sean, what have you been up to?
Lots of stuff. It's been a long time since we've streamed. I'm always hesitant to... There's a
Sean.
thing to read.
Oh, there was? Was there? Wait, what?
No, our connection cut. I'm always hesitant to bring up stuff to talk about during these control streams, because it feels like every 5 feet there's a thing to read.
That's true.
We always get cut off like one sentence into whatever we're trying to talk about.
Yeah, but look at it this way, Sean. We're inside of a literal elevator. As soon as you start talking about something, we'll have something to read. Fuck! Wait, maybe I'm not supposed to shoot those. I don't think I'm supposed to shoot those, Sean, but they look cool.
You could have shot them, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it's been two whole weeks, and we're at the warehouse. The big guy.
Little obelisk here.
Wow, that's a tough obelisk. It destroyed that rock.
Another etching, like the one I used to get in here.
Going to give me a new rock power? I remember the rock powers being shoot rocks. Well, oh, fuck, not that thing.
So Isaac and I went to a Blood on the Clock Tower game yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of
Blood on the Clock Tower, for those who don't know, is a hidden roll game that's designed around the idea of, first of all, large groups that enable you to have people like splitting off and having private conversations. And second of all, around the idea of having a like GM who's running the game, who can like put their thumb on the scale and sort of affect how the game plays out.
Which personally I find fascinating. How did you gauge that? Because I actually was like, other than like kind of the timings of things, I guess the GM also has like some mechanical things that they could do. which I thought was really interesting.
Yes. So it's subtle, but it's in a lot of the stuff where it's like, you know, you learn one thing or like one thing might be wrong. Like, a good example, I had that fortune teller ability where I could pick two players and find out if one of them was the demon or not. But part of that power is that there's one non-demon player who registers as the demon to my power, and that's just up to the GM who they think it would be most interesting to have that happen with. So that kind of thing, that kind of stuff that like you couldn't really do randomly because someone would have to know the result of the random roll. So like you really need a third party who can be sort of managing the game in order to facilitate that kind of thing.
Because yeah, I enjoyed a lot of how that game like was, and how a lot of it was like very like natural, and like I think by the end of the night, especially once I got like a handle of how the social element worked, I really liked how organically it really encouraged people to be equally as informative as well as uninformative as possible. There's an argument to be said that also there is a game mechanic of not letting people talk too much on both sides. God damn it, did I just go backwards? I did. Going back up, I guess.
What? What?
I think I needed to, there was something in that big hallway and I needed to float down to see it. And I skipped it on accident. That's what I'm guessing, otherwise I have no idea.
Don't you
Unless...
at least have... Oh, never mind.
What's that? What's that?
Nothing. But anyway, yeah, Blood on the Clock Tower is great. It really does have like something for everybody in terms of what you're interested in the like hidden role game space. So I think that's a big point in its favor. Like, there is stuff for you to do if you are wanting to play the social game more. There is stuff for you to do if you are like gung-ho about the puzzle-solving element. It's not just like one thing or another.
And I will say, like, I just need to interact with you again. I just need to interact with it again, Sean. Oh!
Is this the lock/key the board told me about?
Rock.
I could have sworn you interacted with that.
I think I did, and then it started, like, encounter, and then I just didn't interact with it again when I needed to interact with it again.
Nice.
Whoopee! Ooh, that's cool.
Just doing my job.
Oh, I thought I would rotate up. Or, am I? No, I'm not.
No.
Ooh. Ooh.
First one down. Director Faden's got this covered.
I did it.
It was probably just a shader.
Probably. Also, in fact, Sean, this is supposed to be a shortcut back down. But I'm still gonna do the thing. And I don't know. There's enough secrets in this game. I could see there being a secret in this colon. There is not. I'm not seeing one, Sean, and I'm actually getting a little dizzy.
Sure ain't.
I will say though, man, this is also something that I think they do very well, because every game handles it a little bit different, but I really liked how this game handled assigning roles, and us getting getting to play evil for one night together was simultaneously the best and worst thing that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we won, because nobody knew how to read us. But to be fair, we were kind of at a disadvantage due to some bad luck happening a little bit. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sort of how those things go.
It was
how
great.
the chips fall.
Yeah, I still can't get over me being so Sean was the demon, which is the main. What's funny is we were there, and I can never remember the name of this goddamn game, but I immediately like clocked this. Oh hey, look, something. No, I haven't been here. Where the fuck is this? What is the name of that other the Hidden Identities game that was like a single player Hidden Identities game that we were playing a little bit of?
Demon Bluff.
Demon Bluff. It's very similar to Demon Bluff as well, which it sounds like that Demon Bluff is inspired by this board game. But he was the demon and I was his helper, and there was it goes in like sections of days, and the first day I got to like talk to a couple people, and then you could talk to people privately as well, and I was gonna talk to Sean privately, but then like the day ended, and then the next day like something happened that didn't really encourage anybody to get up, and then just nobody got up, and then the day ended, and they were like, okay, it's time, and I was like, God damn it, I need to talk to Sean so bad. And I couldn't, because if I would have gotten up with Sean, it would have made us look the most suspicious we possibly could.
Yep.
It was maddening.
Yeah, highly recommend. I mean, the group that we had was great too. Like,
yes,
they were a lot of fun. So, I obviously, as with any social game, it is heavily dependent on the group. But I feel like the nature of things is you need so many people for Blood on the Clock Tower that like if you've got a group that's managed to pull in enough people to actually run it, then there's probably going to be it's probably going to be a good group.
Yeah, and honestly, it was a wide range of like different people and different like skill types and skill levels and interests in the social element, and it still worked. It was still chaotic when it needed to be chaotic. People could still do their plays. I love social games for that, because actually social games shine in understanding that everybody interacts socially differently. I think I was last.
Meteor Hill. Note: for archival mandates BA, this document has been edited to meet current administrative standards.
I don't
Certain
want to
terminology
correct
may be out of date.
That's 8A.
What? Oh, 8A, sure. The retrieved material was subjected to Fellstrom's array, configuration 74B, but the tests were halted as the matter began to physically elude the equipment. Attempts to constrain the element were made, but under further stress, it became vaporous. The researchers suffered corrosive injuries prior to their deaths. The child victims at Meteor Hill recounted the material enveloping them in a pleasant manner. The child victims at Meteor Hill recounted the material enveloping them in a pleasant manner upon making contact. But when discovered, they were shitting and screaming.
I was gonna say pissing and screaming.
Bodily changes were perceived immediately. Deformities, loss of pigment in the skin and hair, and mental symptoms surfaced in the subsequent examinations: confusion, heightened aggression. The Department of Public Knowledge and Diversions gave statements claiming the incident was caused by debris from poorly made Russian satellites, which the public accepted with no complications. The children were sent to the Bureau's recuperation facility in Hell to receive help away from society.
Aw, Sean, it's that scene from uh from what the hell is wrong with me? What the hell is wrong with me? The house of Usher. I don't know how to say that 3 times, but I did. God, if we wanna, I like Mr. I like Mr. Flanagan, but he definitely pushes my envelope on the Yucko on the Yucko stuff. That the Red Death is rough, man. That was a rough episode, and it's the 2nd episode.
Yeah, it's intense. I find it interesting, the whole, like, tone and flow of The Fall of the House of Usher. It's a very unique show.
Yeah. I like a lot about it. I can see it easily probably not being my favorite of his work, but that's just because his other work is really fucking good. So it's like, wow, this regular pizza is not as good as the pizza made, the exact same pizza the same man made, that was slightly better.
Yeah, I mean, he's like my all-time favorite horror creator, so a work of his that is just good is, you know, pretty far down the list. But that doesn't mean it's not still good.
Yes. I like a lot of the characters. I love the premise, actually. Like, just the writing premise that it's going for is very, very good. And then it's giving me reading material, because after we've seen 3 episodes, and there's a lot of, you know, fiction out there. I don't know all of it. I know some of the standard pose, but I had never heard of the Murders at Rue Morgue. Is that it? Is that the one?
That's basically it.
And that one I find a little bit entertaining in relative. So one of the things about The Fall of the House of Usher is that all of the episodes are themed around different Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, each
stories.
episode is like loosely inspired by a particular specific Poe story.
And I will say the Red Death, while still being very unique, does utilize the source material pretty directly in some ways, I would say. Like, it's not a secret what makes that the two congruous, while being still distinct in its own way. And I do find the murders pretty silly to me, because I can kind of see it, but also it really just boils down to, and there was a great ape involved. Though I actually will admit,
I think part of it too is the way that he is very deliberate about like layering these things in. So like it's not like the episode is introducing and resolving a plot point on its own that is that story. Like, he's telling a whole bunch of simultaneous stories that are all sort of building on each other. And each episode sort of pushes the spotlight onto some particular aspect of that becomes a specific story, but they're all going on all the time.
That said, I actually have since read The Murders at Rue Morgue, and that one also a banger, actually. Also one of his longer pieces. I was not expecting it, because one of the things I do like a lot about Poe is a lot of his works are actually very bite-sized. Like, if you look up audio readings on YouTube, by the way, guys, everybody out there, if you need a resource for an audiobook, look up Poe on YouTube, and they're seemingly, if not all of them, a lot of them, just read by Sir Christopher Lee, God rest his soul. He just read them. And I don't know why, but that makes me incredibly happy. But yeah, I listened to Rue Morgue, and actually, writing-wise, still really good. Even if it's a little silly in some ways, still really goddamn good. Holy shit. I didn't think
I mean,
They
Poe
would
is
get me to
often
care
a
about
little
that.
silly, so
Uh-huh.
that's no surprise.
But the way he still handled that element, it's like, I don't know. He made it work. He made it work. He made it a mystery that's actually like, it's got like some good teeth to it too, right? Like, I don't know. I like the way that actually was handled and resolved in a lot of ways.
Hey.
Emily,
What are you
how
doing
did
here?
you get down here?
You probably shouldn't be here. You don't have a protective suit like I do.
Mm-mm.
What are you doing down here, Emily?
What do you mean? You called me down, remember?
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
No, that's right. You didn't. But then, I remember you needing me to come here. I mean, you even told me how to get in. Let's just chalk it up to synchronicity.
Good
so
luck,
it doesn't
Jesse.
work.
She
Jesse
takes everything in stride.
does not
The board
do-
called me down here to
really
deal with the
did not
situation.
believe her saying
The
that.
astral plane is...
Colliding with our world, I know. Isn't it fascinating? I never even considered that the astral plane could be a physical volume expanding beyond its dimensional container. The bleed is localized to this area, but its growth rate seems steady. Given time, it will consume the entire Bureau, and possibly beyond.
That's what I'm here to stop. The board told me to fix the nail over there by dismantling 4 locks in the astral plane. Funny, I think it's put itself back together a bit.
So that could be due to the law of inverse exchange. For every associated component you remove, this nail reconstructs.
Oh,
Or possibly
yay.
some variation
We're
of
alchemists.
enterosympathy. Don't worry. I'll look into it. Did you notice all the Bureau infrastructure? It looks like there was a research team stationed down here at some point. Do you think Darling knew about this?
I'd put money on it. That reminds me. Have you seen Marshall? She contacted me over the hotline, but then I saw her walking around.
I haven't seen her. The hotline only connects to extraplanar entities. Or dead people. But Marshall's proved time and time again that she's a survivor.
That's exactly what I thought.
Anyway, I've been looking into the minerals growing down here. Have you noticed how they insist on maintaining a certain form? Maybe some sort of a state memory, or they consciously prefer a certain shape?
I think we're on a
That's not
common
how
thread.
rocks work,
I need to
okay?
stop the astral bleeding before it brings the oldest house down. See
You're in
what
a
you can
literal
find out from the
SCP
nail
game.
in
What are
the
you
meantime.
talking about?
And send out some
Sean,
interesting
JO crystals
information.
aren't real. They can't
She may be
hurt
a
you.
jail.
Will do, Jesse. If you see anything interesting, remember to take detailed notes.
Don't talk to me about the warmth coming off of this quartz. That's your body heat. Oh, she got more.
Jesse, you're back.
Yeah,
So did you
I
really
didn't
think
leave.
Worthy? The original Bureau expedition down here left so much interesting stuff behind.
Like their ID cards. I picked up a weird one. It's pretty old.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, I found a few ID cards myself. Or, more accurately, the Rangers found them for me.
Are you starting a collection?
I'm going for the whole set. I kid, of course. But I suppose they are sort of like baseball cards, except for Bureau stuff from the 60s. Hey, the one you found is different than mine. It looks like it's a higher clearance level.
A rare one, then. Want to keep it, Emily?
Yeah, I absolutely do. But I think you should hang on to it for now. High clearance access might come in handy.
Sounds
So
like you
couldn't
have
open that
something in
door
mind.
though, could it?
Guilty. See, I've been going through Dr. Ash's notes, or the ones I can find, anyway. Like Darling, he seemed to enjoy hiding his most relevant research. From what I gather, there is another floor beneath the warehouse with a special lab that requires 5 high-level staff members just to access.
Good thing I got
Here,
3 of those
take
already.
this. It's an old skeleton key. Something else the Rangers found. I give them $5 for every useful trinket they bring me.
I'm gonna assume this key is my ticket to that lower floor. And that super secret lab you mentioned.
Bingo bango,
And we're gonna
as
breeze
Dr.
past
Darling
the
used
fact
to say.
that you're bribing
But
people.
keep your eyes peeled for more ID cards around the warehouse. If Ash's notes are reliable...
It's a reward, it's not a
sure they
bribe.
then
They're her
5
employees.
is the magic number.
And because she gifts them, she doesn't have to take out taxes on them. Oh no, ads are about to start in a minute. Guys, make sure to go hire yourself a raven, so that way you can bunker yourself against the ads and hide while the raven goes out to send you to collect food and money for you. In exchange for small nuts, like peanuts or cashews.
Unfortunately, the Raven will only return with money in the form of change, so I hope that you can make do with, like, a handful of dollars at most.
Well, see, you say change? For a second I thought you literally meant, like, they just come back with quarters and pennies and nickels. That'd be the worst.
That is what I mean.
I did mention, that, like... I was at work the other day, and there was just like a bunch of large crows or ravens out front, and I passed them and said hi to them. I told Yuli about that, and they immediately were like, now, make sure to give it a peanut or a cashew, so that way it will begin to learn that it can trade things with you, and then eventually when it brings back $1, it can start collecting money for you. Well, what's funny is I feel like I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. I think we've realized that between, you know, things like crows and stuff and octopi, I don't know. I've always been very friendly to animals. I don't think I really cared much about birds until I was older, actually. I don't think I really gave mind to birds. I didn't pay much mind to birds. I think I was actually more scared of birds. I was definitely scared of birds when I was a child. Certainly geese. Why wouldn't you?
I mean, geese are different from birds.
Socially, yes. I will give you that correct, Sean. Socially speaking, geese are different than birds on a social level.
I'm just saying, if you were gonna be afraid of a bird, it was gonna be a goose. That's not...
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you were afraid of birds, that just means geese are scary.
Geese are a scary bird. Geese are a very big, scary bird. They got teeth. Birds shouldn't have teeth anymore. I think the scariest moment we had with a bird in particular, we were out in a lake that we used to like to really go to. That was just like a ditch on the side of the road, as the best yield fishing holes usually are. And there was like a peninsula that kind of went out into the middle of the lake, not far, but a little bit. And it used to be like, you know, my favorite place to go to like set up my fishing spot, because it got me closer to the center of the lake, because that's how my child brain worked. But one time, like, my brother had went ahead, and there was just a goose on this peninsula, and my brother was like holding the rod out at it like 12 feet away, and it was just staring daggers at him. It was a Canadian goose. Clearly sitting on a nest, hissing at him, and I'm like, what are you doing? Leave it the fuck alone. I feel like I have a lot of fun fishing stories. I liked fishing actually a lot when I was younger. I don't know, did you ever go fishing?
I've never been nor had an interest in fishing.
You never had an interest in bullying fish?
Not particularly. It's always seemed boring and cruel to me.
See, my hot take, well, welcome back to the stream, everyone. That guy just disappeared. You okay? My hot take is if I was to actually do fishing now, it would be to actually bring the fish back than put him back. Like, if I'm gonna catch a fish, I'll eat it. What's the point then? I'm wasting that fish's time and probably going to kill it anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you're catching them to eat. That comes with other questions in terms of, like, you know, sustainable fishing. 'Cause if there's enough fish in that place to be safely fished and eaten, then it's likely that is already being done. But that's a different thing.
But Sean, it connects us with nature. It shows that we have power over it.
That's something that I definitely needed to prove.
I do remember a pretty fun experience as well when I was a kid, that I was just like minding my own business, and some other random kid, I didn't even know who he was, didn't know his name, knew nothing about him, and I just saw him mortified, and I looked over, and just hanging from the end of his fishing rod was maybe the biggest frog I've ever seen. The poor kid was just like, what do I do? And I was just impressed.
Kind of a joke in Yotsuba about that.
Oh?
Yeah, I forget exactly how it goes, or like what the deal is, but basically Yotsuba's just like on the river, like staring into the water, and one of the other neighborhood kids shows up and is like, what are you up to? And she's like, I'm looking for the big one. He's like, oh, there's a big fish? And she's like, no, a big frog. And he's like, oh, okay. And just like leaves. And then later she catches it and she brings it inside. And she's like showing it to everybody. It's fun.
I like Yotsubato. I haven't read it. I meant to finish it. It's very much the continuation of that gremlin energy, and if that we love for Barakamon and shit. If anything, the only thing I'm mad about...
the kid from Barakamon is very clearly inspired by Yotsuba.
Yeah. The only thing that makes me mad related to it is that 4chan has decided that they associate themselves with her, and it makes me mad. Because yes, she's kind of a shitpost, but not that kind of shitpost. You assholes.
I don't give a single solitary shit what 4chan does.
That's fair. It is 4chan is the reason why I know that Yotsuba exists. So that's on me. I think that's just on me, honestly. You can judge me for that.
It doesn't tell me anything about you that I didn't already know.
To be fair, I only went on 4chan like twice and posted once and went, this is about exactly what I expected, and then never went back.
You say that, but you also played extensively the 4chan VN, so...
Yeah. And
you're deeper into those waters than you care to admit.
And I still haven't even fucking finished it. I've just played the same route 4 times. What do you want?
That's the most 4chan way to play that game.
But it makes me cry. What do you want? Why did I do that? What was the purpose of doing?
Bullying that window.
Yes. What was the purpose in plugging that in, though? There was no purpose. Not the collapse department.
It does present it as though it's the official name of the department.
There's something behind that hiss barrier.
There's something behind every history here, Jesse. What
There's
are you
some-
talking about?
There's something behind everything, Jesse. You go deep enough. If you look at something long enough, you could find a way past it. Think about the skin.
What?
Think about the skin.
I'm thinking about it.
Exactly. Don't you
What is it meant to be doing?
don't you understand?
I'm understanding less and less by the second.
Night Veil has infected my brain a little bit. There was something I said earlier that was very Night Veil. Oh yeah, I made a joke because I've been trying to get in contact with our attorneys general, and I made the joke that I will call the attorneys general or I'll call the mythical attorneys general today. They're the military leader to all of the attorneys in America. Well, I guess all the attorneys in their state. My bad. Federal Bureau of Control. To whoever finds this, I'm containment processes designer Jean Gibbs, and I am writing this to document the largest building shift to ever occur. Here are the facts. A considerably large section of the containment sector, including the processes and protocols offices, our research facilities, and a fair chunk of the fire break has been yanked down to a chasm that reaches far below lobby level, I think. It was a violent shift. I regret to report several casualties. Injuries were sustained by all, but many of us, myself included, are still mobile. We've set up a base camp and started triaging. Boy, that's a word I don't see spelled out in front of me that often. There are little supplies. We explored our surroundings and found caverns of all things. Maybe we're in some kind of cave threshold like the quarry. Wherever we are, we're not the first. There were some rusty power cords, old lights, signs, infrastructure. What was this area used for? Why did they seal it off? Why have we never heard of it? More importantly, how are we going to get out? Don't ask me what that voice was supposed to be. I gave up long before the end of that bit.
Okay.
Oop, oop, oop. Oh, it's Kiev!
A series of reverberating sounds observed in downtown Kiev with no clear point of origin. The event was witnessed by the city's general public. Mental and physical symptoms were reported, including aphasia, sleep paralysis, and excess legs in the reported individuals. Due to the brief nature of the event, Overseas Bureau agents were not able to respond while it was active. Immediately upon arrival, agents collected audio recordings taken by local witnesses. All Bureau monitoring stations located at global junctions of acoustic amplification were directed to monitor any auditory events of similar pitch, wavelength, and duration in an effort to trace echoes or epicenters. In the following weeks, similar cases were reported from both various amateur sources and Bureau stations in major cities across the globe. The subsequent events diminished in volume and frequency per each occurrence. The event is believed to be generated by planar friction, though this is not confirmed.
How many excess legs? Question. How excessive were those legs?
I mean, any more than 2 is getting to be questionable. You're getting side-eye if you got any more than 2.
Do you think they were...
Director Faden here. I need a ranger dispatched to my position.
Do you think they were excessive because they were grander quantity, or do you think that they had more leg to their legs?
So you think that the legs extended?
Yes. And I don't just mean they got long.
Leg was excessive.
Yes, I think they gained like another section of leg, like 3 to 4 sections. They had 3 to 4 extra knees.
They had a bifurcated leg.
Yeah, you get it. Got him. God, that shotgun is a lot of fun.
So I've been reading recently. I read Dracula. Which,
Oh yeah.
Woo. Yeah. It's interesting. The point at which I first mentioned to you that I was reading Dracula was, I think, the highest I was on that book the entire time I was reading it.
Yeah,
Because-
based on what you told me about it.
So, I really like the first section where it's just Parker in Dracula's castle interacting with Dracula. That section I think is really good, and it's, you know, not a small portion of the book. It's like a fifth or a sixth of the book. But after that, I feel like it drops off pretty hard. It gets very repetitive, and frustrating to me. But I really like the part at the beginning with Parker and Dracula's castle. I like the way Dracula is presented in it, in that section as like quietly menacing. I love the way that Dracula doesn't have to make any threats for him to like convey to Harker how you know, what danger he is in from Dracula. There's a lot of good scenes where Dracula just kind of maintains his friendly, welcoming demeanor while sort of subtly allowing John to recognize that, oh no, I better not fuck with this because I will not, it will go poorly for me. A good example is when John first gets to the castle and is like staying the night. Dracula is like, you know, obviously certain portions of the castle are off limits. Anything that's locked, just like leave it be. It's not for you. But anything that's unlocked, you're free to explore at your leisure. It's all Mikasa is Sukasa. And Harker's like, okay, cool. And he goes to sleep. And he's like exploring around and poking around and getting a lay of the land. Until at a certain point he realizes, wait a minute. One of the doors that's locked is the door to the entrance hallway. I'm locked in. I can't actually get out of the castle. And I thought that was a really good moment of like, you know, Dracula's not. There wasn't this big scene of like Dracula being like, "You're my prisoner." He was just like, "Yeah, explore at your leisure." And then only later did Harker understand the significance of what was going on. I like that aspect of it a lot, but it completely disappears after the section with Harker. It's funny because at the time that I first talked to you about it, I had like just finished that section and I had commented that although there is a decent amount of Nosferatu in the way that Dracula is presented, that I felt like it was more the like Bela Lugosi suave Dracula by a bit. But no, actually, it's entirely Nosferatu. After we finish Harker's trip to the castle, Dracula doesn't... Dracula might say 2 sentences the entire rest of the book. He's basically
Oh.
not even a character after that. He's just like a threat in the background.
What is the rest of the book? Just him terrorizing a bunch of randos? Is it?
I mean, it's Nosferatu. You've seen Werner Herzog's Nosferatu. He's not talking to people in that either.
That's true.
Um,
Not after the start, right?
so I think that probably the idea of Dracula being the like suave, charismatic, whining and dining figure, I think that might just come from the Bela Lugosi portrayal, which, if so, like, that's even more credit to Bela Lugosi's performance, that's like the iconic Dracula that everybody knows. He basically reinvented that character.
Huh. And I don't think I've seen that. Well, I like know the rendition. I know the handsome, charismatic Dracula. I know hot Dracula. Okay, I know he exists. So that, I did not know that wasn't the original depiction, more or less.
Yeah, not at all.
Oh wait, no, I did do the last one. Yeah, this is you.
Oh. Dear House of Representatives, my husband Francis read an article before he died about how the universe was really just a computer program. He believed it. I thought it sounded silly, but now I think he was right. Francis was hit by a car a few months ago, a drunk driver. I don't think it was supposed to happen. My neighbor's son, Jeremy, broke one of our windows with a football a week before Francis died. Francis yelled at Jeremy for it. He was a bit harsh. This is important because I see Jeremy on his computer through their living room window. He's on it all the time. His mother says he is a computer whiz. I think Jeremy is operating the computer program, and he changed the universe so that Driver would hit Francis. He did it to get back at Francis for yelling at him. Is there a way to change the computer and make Francis come back? I have some money if it's expensive. I don't know how these things work. I don't care if Jeremy gets in trouble or not. I just want Francis to come home. Francis and I were very happy together. I can feel him not being here, and I know it's not right. Sincerely, Stephanie Miller.
How can that simultaneously be silly and not silly at the same time?
It's heartbreaking and tragic and extremely stupid.
And extremely stupid. Ow, I thought I killed him. Hello.
But yeah, so everything with Harker in the castle I liked a lot. Everything after that was fine for the most part. Like, I didn't dislike the parts after that. It's just extremely long and pretty repetitive to me. I feel like if it was half the length, it would be a lot better, because it just doesn't really have anything to say for too much of that time. I think part of it might be the old, like, Lord of the Rings Seinfeld effect, where, like, a lot of the stuff that's in Dracula feels really old hat at this point, especially for someone like me. Like, I've seen basically every film interpretation of this story already, yeah, on top of just, like, knowing vampire media decently well in general. So, like, none of this is new to me. So I think that, you know, maybe for audiences at the time, there would have been a lot more novelty and intrigue in just, like, the general vampire stuff. That doesn't really land as much for a modern audience, or at least not for me. Not that it's bad, just that it's, like, fine. And it takes a really long time to be fine.
It's too old. It's too old for Sean. No.
It's not that it's too old, it's just that its strength is in establishing and fleshing out sort of vampire tropes that we all already know now. And it's just not very punchy or effective in doing that. So the fact that it's doing all of that stuff doesn't really matter to me, like, aside from for educational purposes. Like, it's not doing a lot for me, and the manner in which it does it is not very effective, in my opinion. So it's like neat. I appreciate that it exists, but it doesn't do a lot for me. I also found it. Look, I understand. You know, it is a product of its age, of its era. So like I tried to give it some grace on this, but holy shit, it's hard to overlook the amount of sexism in that book. There's a lot of little things for the first like half of the book that I was like, yeah, that's sort of unfortunate, but I can overlook that. It's not a big deal. But there's like a lot of them, a lot of those little things. And for a lot of the book, something that I had sort of clung to was Mina Harker, who is like a really good character actually, and who's Jonathan's wife, and her part of her whole deal is just like that she's very competent. She's like has aspirations to being a journalist, and so she's very fastidious with her note taking, and she's got a good memory, and she's like pretty mature about how she handles the crazy shit that she gets exposed to, and like she saves Lucy at one point. So like she's a very proactive, competent character who's also just like pretty interesting in her own right. So for a lot of the book, I was like, okay, there's a lot of like weird little things that.
Overnight, a beacon in the darkest recesses.
Sorry, I was like, maybe nope. I don't know why I did that.
We have another letter from a listener. This one's unsigned but postmarked from Toledo. It says, "Dear America Overnight, I have the most wonderful appliance for your listeners. It is a miracle of God. A fondue set. A fountain. A blessed gift. Blessed is spelled with a capital B. Go on, they write. Dive on in. It is molten hot. Perfect for meat." No signature. As far as I know, no fondue set was sent to us here at the studio. Just this letter. Wait. I think there's something else in the envelope. Some kind of black powder with white shards in it? Bone, maybe? Karen. What is this? Karen? On the air, Karen. Where are you? What? What's this powder in the booth? Is this ash? Oh God. Karen? How do I cut to commercial?
Ooh, I liked that.
It was fun.
But as you were saying about Mira, boy,
Yeah,
that fuck.
So there's a lot of little stuff in the first half of Dracula that bothered me about the way that the rude.
Yeah, that is rude.
Bothered me about the way that the rest of the women in the story were portrayed. That I was like, you know, it's a product of its time, it's not a big deal. And also, Mina Harker is here, so like, it's fine. And then in the back half of the story, Mina Harker gets just absolutely ruined as a character. Like, every single thing that was done to make every other female character the worst was like doubled and tripled down on for Mina. It's sort of out of nowhere for the second half of the story, and she just like she feels like a totally different character.
That
because
sucks.
all of the other fainting lilies had died already, so now Mina had to take on that role, I guess.
Uh-huh. And of course, she's been there the whole time, but she couldn't fight Dracula with her bare hands. The coward.
I mean, You know that whole thing, that whole exchange in Xenogears between Ellie and the main character that I play, that I absolutely hated, of the whole, like, you need to stay behind because you're a woman and you shouldn't be doing the fighting. You know that?
Yeah.
They did that, just explicitly that, to Mina, despite the fact that Mina was, like, one of the most proactive and effective people in the group up to that point. And
one of the
it was
people who
enough when they were when it was the, like, male characters just, like, shunting that onto Mina. But then Mina was also like, I'm glad this is happening. I'm glad that literally, these are words that actually come out of Mina Harker's mouth in that book. She says, I'm so glad for the bravery of men. And I was like, what the fuck is happening in this book right now?
Uh-huh. It's okay,
it started pissing me off by the end.
That's fair. It's okay, we have Frankenstein. I still
We do.
adore how Frankenstein was like, man, it's gonna suck, but my creation is gonna rain his vengeance on me, and it will hurt everyone around me because I'll be super dead. There's absolutely no other way he could hurt me worse than if I was going to die. But at least if I die, that means that everyone else will be safe. And there's absolutely nothing the monster could do that could hurt me worse than dying. Now I'm gonna get married.
Mm-hmm.
I always found that a little funny. I shouldn't. It is a good moment. But it's so funny how much he convinces himself that he's the one in danger, not literally anyone else around him, including his new wife.
Mm-hmm.
After denying the monster a wife. Frankenstein, you're so dumb for how smart you are. Gibbs reporting in. It's been 8 days. Did I read the last one? No, you read the last one. Gibbs reporting in. It's been 8 days since the collapse, and still no sign of any rescue efforts. The Bureau is either completely unaware of our situation, or incapable of helping us. Or maybe it's intentional. How many times have we seen the Bureau not give two shits about its own hard-working staff when they go missing in this place? How many times did we let it slide, thinking, oh, at least it wasn't me? Too many, I'm ashamed to admit. Anyway, there have been some developments. Strange crystals have begun growing through the walls. They seem to block some corridors, but not others. The path to the caves is always left open, but we're not sure why. Luckily, the crystals keep out the astral spike. One's been hounding us for days. John and Nikolai and Sarah went to try and find a radio, but never came back. We think the spike got them. I think it's hunting us. Doug says spikes only exist in the astral plane. What the fuck is it doing here? If we get out of here, I'm hiring a lawyer. These are unsuitable working conditions.
Silos.
Got woo-woo. Silos kill! Thank you. Wow, you were on that. Silos joined, then a bot appeared, and then the bot died immediately. Well done. Now, it is a woo-woo. Woo-woo is usually bad, but...
Warning.
Seems fine.
Detected in Transport Bay. Access is prohibited for Safety Regulation 18.A.
Well, maybe it'll work if I tell them that I'm the director. Whoa!
Well,
Something happened and I can't touch the button no more. Okay. Have no idea. Oh wait, no, that's the... Pager's location. Is it really hidden if I knew that that's would exist? Is it really that hidden if I knew it could happen? Funny is, I'm pretty sure I've been into one of those under areas in an elevator shaft, and I don't think it ever told me that it was a hidden location.
So that's the altered item. Looks pretty secure.
You can't just keep
just, like,
using...
not concerned about the fact that it's a projector.
Yeah, I'm like, you can't just keep using different projectors, guys. You already used one of those.
No power.
Importantly,
Typical.
use that for the main story of the base game. And an extremely personally significant item to Jesse.
Uh-huh.
I should hire someone who builds smaller machines.
In. Inside.
What?
Let me in.
Oh.
Let me inside.
Okay.
I want inside the. Damn it! Why do I keep finding these today, Sean?
I don't know. Bad DLC, I guess.
Uh huh. Oh, there we go. Was there a table inside there? Guess we gotta take this. This is very strange. This is very strange in some ways. This is a good thing that it should be doing. This is working as intended.
The sparks are for aesthetics.
Uh-huh.
Altered item transport in progress. Please stand back from the moving platform.
Oh, there it goes.
Just not gonna comment on any of that, huh?
Nope.
Alright.
That's not a special enough random altered projector, Sean. We already got that one out of the way. We processed our trauma. We processed our trauma, so
weird.
projectors don't scare us anymore.
Personnel may now safely enter. Have a bureau full day.
No friends. You shit.
We all shit, Isaac.
Ow. Bonk. Yeah, we all gotta shit sometime. You're correct. You're not wrong. Ow. Oh, you're still alive.
He doesn't die.
Oh, I don't have enough energy for anything. Bonk. Each to the big man. I don't remember. Did we? We also watched a thing a while ago. I don't think we talked about it. Have we talked about life? I don't think we talked about life. I don't know if you want to talk about life. Do you want to talk about life? It was. Okay.
I don't have a lot to say about life. Yeah, it was fine.
Oh no! Well, there is one thing to say about life that I've been wanting. That I almost forgot about. That fucking ending. What were they thinking? There's anything.
Which part?
The music. It's just.
Oh, yeah, the credits?
It's unfathomable what the hell they were thinking.
Yeah,
Truly
the film
unhinged.
ends with this, like, tragic, you know, horror tragedy moment. And then hard cuts to... What was the song?
It was Spirit in the Sky!
Yeah, it hard cuts to Spirit in the Sky after this, like, tragic horror tragedy ending. and we just hard cut to Spirit in the Sky over credits, and it's like, what?
Uh-huh.
What is this tone? What?
Oh my
what?
God.
Huh?
Absolutely bizarre. Truly
I've never
unfathomable.
understood why credits music seems to be so difficult. Like, what, is it just outsourced? Like, what? How is it possible that so frequently the credits music completely clashes with the tone of the piece?
Uh-huh. They don't get it, Sean. They just don't understand.
For immediate publication, I learned a brand new language. The fish taught me. You probably don't believe me, so I will prove it. Hulele. Muti. Jeremy Alabat is Amaneko. Kido? Kip Queerto. Ut Pippo Hurum Eloin. Rick Ip Buit 1455 Ospirtrin Club Hinwit 20222 Kudi Wee Ulin Ret Buozem Quim Zwalten Zibini Rog. See? Please publish this letter, and maybe other fish speakers will get in touch. They'll be able to read my address, even if you can't. Jibini Rog, Larry Humbert.
Sean, I didn't know they knew your primary... I didn't know they had your primary language in this game.
It's really touching to find in the wild.
In a certain way, I'm glad that you got that bit and I didn't, because I would have fucking butchered that.
I have a special talent, I suppose.
Uh-huh. I mean, you're the one who could speak backwards. You're the one who just started speaking backwards for a bit in one of our games, just for fun, for effect. Action Max Camera. AI 80 UE. Background. The item first came to the Bureau's attention after a hospitalized mailman from Arizona, Arkansas, claimed his injuries had been caused by a movie camera. Further investigation connected the incident to AI-80, which was being shipped in the mail truck at the time. The package camera was later found in an empty warehouse. Return address led agents to a P.O. box located in the San Fernando Valley belonging to a company called Blessed Pictures. Whether Blessed Pictures is involved in the creation and dissemination of the item's VHS films is unknown. See Investigation 13HQ612. The following is a list of all known films believed to have been shot by AI. I don't know what I keep reading that as. AI-80UE. Shoot First, Die Last, Unreleased, Coffee Bullet, Billy's First Car, Bike Hard. Dude, I want to see Bike Hard. Dude, Bike Hard could be so many different things, Sean. Oh yeah, and Delivery Disaster. Asterisk. Item was used in the filming of an unreleased western in 1968 on the Italian island of Sardinia. A cast member was killed during an on-set accident, stopping production. Believed that Blessed Pictures bought the camera when equipment from the shoot was sold at auction. John, which one of these do you want to see? I want to see Bike Hard. I want to see Bike Hard.
I'm curious about Delivery Disaster.
Delivery Disaster is pretty good too. Bike Hard is such an energy. It could be so many different things. It could be an action movie. It could be a rom-com. It could be a porno. It could be all of them. Fascinating. Fascinating that it specifically let me pull that out of this cabinet that was physically closed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you think Delivery Disaster is about?
I think it's about a pizza delivery that... Oh, look, a new thing to read. It's clear no one's coming. We're running out of ideas and supplies. We tried going into the caves to find anything edible, but all we found were noxious gases and endless pits. Crystals only let us go one way, even though we could see the caves branched out. We did find some weird, spiky pillar. I only got a glimpse of it before the astral spikes attacked. There were a few of them this time. We lost a lot of people. There's only 6 of us left. We didn't ask for this. We didn't want to come down here. I'm convinced something brought us here. The other sim going nuts, but it's clear that this was no house shift. Shifts slide a bathroom a sector over or rotate a hallway. They don't drop full divisions into some caves. We were brought here, I know it. But for what? Why tear us away from our lives just to torture us? Is this some sort of test or mission? Then here's some advice for whoever's running it. Give out clearer instructions next time. Hope these notes are a good read for whatever ranger finds them. Fuck you. Put that in your report.
I've never seen a why it's not an audio log. Text log. I've never seen a text log tell me to fuck off.
Worst I've ever seen is take the nail. End of the world.
So I can't let the hiss take the nail. Not a problem. I know how to handle them.
Okay. Well, that's 2. That's 2 obeli. Only got 1 obeli.
Obeli.
God, that's so cool. I love that visual. I also love that visual. I do like the upside down pyramid, even if it's a little silly sometimes. Ooh, this is the real fucked up orb. Don't talk about 2 holes.
Bored?
Not like that.
I got the 2 lollipops.
Uh-huh.
Okay, what the hell is going on?
Oh, Jesse,
I'm
this
back
is only
here?
slightly the weirdest thing you've ever seen.
Wasn't my idea. Blame the eyeball.
This is neat. I'm glad they let you decide this. Too bad I
Yeah,
wasn't
we
paying
have
attention and
differences.
immediately chose one instead of waiting.
But it is giving me something new.
But I do like this. I like it's still a little binary, but it's neat that you can play this in 2 different orders.
Yeah.
That's like you deciding what I can/can't have.
Now I can destroy all of the rocks. Do you think I could destroy that entire the entire rock slide that I saw earlier that clearly had things behind it? It didn't look like it was made out of these materials. It just looked like a pile of dirt.
There were rocks in it. Maybe you can cause a landslide.
Oh god. Wasn't
Most of
close
this just
enough.
makes me want to play Grow Home.
Yeah, I mean, if you ever want, yeah, I have not played that game in a while. It's such a good game.
It's excellent. I can't believe you fucked this up.
Yeah, I fucked it up really bad. Well, too late for regrets now. Too late for regrets now.
Bye, sir.
Goodbye. you won't. There you go, bud. About you. Yeah. There, see, I can learn. I can be clever.
Success. You get spooked.
I don't know, something about that going up there gave me a vibe, but I was like, there's probably nothing up there. There's nothing ever or anything up anywhere in this area. There's only one way to go.
I'm getting pretty tired of being jerked around the astral plane. If you're listening, I want some answers.
Love these visuals, though. Are you excited for Control 2?
Sure. I don't really know anything about it.
I don't know.
Other than that, other than that, a Control game was announced.
An Ace Combat game was also announced. I'm a little interested in that. But I'm biased.
Only a little.
Only a little.
Hi there.
I just didn't hear
It was
anything until
nice of
recently.
you to give me something the board wouldn't. What are you getting out of it? So I'm just supposed to believe you're a particularly charitable, whatever you are?
Not good when the giant
Hungry.
eldritch creature
mean,
tells you they're hungry.
Yeah, actually, I'd love a sandwich or something. That's not what you meant, was it?
Oh, he wants panini.
Are you part of the board? Or used to be? Okay, so you split because the board blamed you for... Gotta be easier to play charades. Do I need to rescue someone?
You're talking to a big worm. I don't know how it would do charades.
Listen, this has been great, but I have to go. Thanks for your help, and, stay out of trouble.
Beachburn, go.
What is Former trying to tell me about the board? Should I trust either of them?
Come on, he's just a big worm. You can trust a big worm.
Just let him be a worm.
Just let him be a worm. I know there's stuff behind me that was covered in crystals, but it's probably just more boxes filled with random bullshit, so I probably don't need to go do those. In fact, where the hell am I? Oh. Oh, okay. Mind, I know where I am. Oh. I didn't even see that before. Did you see that before? I definitely didn't see that before.
See what?
The giant staircase going down the side of this. Yeah, I thought that was just a bottomless pit. You know, that's actually really good game design. I totally, yeah. I did not see that. I just thought it would go straight down. That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Alright. Go to Canyon Rim. Have to go to Crayon Rim. Actually don't know if this is the correct direction. The farther I go, the less it feels like the correct direction, yeah. Spin grouping efficiency. Hey, Sean, this might not have been anything. Hey, Sean, this was...
Why not?
This wasn't anything. Fuck. Frick. Frickin' beans. I do want to watch more House of Usher. It's definitely been sitting in my brain. We've kind of been between things. I don't know if you played more God Hand either, since I was away for 2.5 weeks.
I have not.
Alright, John. Actually, this is kind of some... This is both... We were discussing this the other day, and for anybody out there, the Helldivers works again. It just works now. No, it definitely runs a lot better than it did before.
Weird entity A or B?
I feel like I wasn't supposed to do that way, but I did it that way anyway.
In danger. You know we need to repair this.
They also did something interesting.
Reality on my watch.
Sorry, Jesse. I did not mean to talk over you. They did do something kind of interesting recently that... Damn it, they got me with the oldest trick in the book again. What? What? Okay.
Loser. You're a loser.
But they recently had, they're testing something out, which is we kind of discussed this, is a fascinating thing that I had never considered before, which is essentially, they are trying a method that I did not know was a thing, and probably why a lot of games are so big these days that I just never considered, that they were able to shrink the game down to an absurd size, and I didn't realize that part of the reason why it was so big actually had to do with hard drive support. I just never knew that was a thing. How long have you known that's a thing, Sean?
Not super long.
Hold on, there's... Dear Science, there's a person in my pet salamander. He has human eyes. Why doesn't anyone else see him? I think it's like werewolves, but with every animal. Were-dogs, were-cats, were-otters, were-butterflies, were-everything. There are people inside and they can't get out. They're stuck in the animal body. It's not all animals, but it can be any animal. My parents don't believe me. Maybe this has happened before. I thought you would know. Sincerely, John LeMaine. But yeah, I just never considered that before, that it's only so big because if you put it multiple places on a single hard drive, then your hard drive will load it faster, since it physically has to load in a way that makes it load really slow. I just never knew that.
Yeah, hard drives work weird when you really get down to it, and the faster we can all agree to never look at one again, the better.
Probably, yeah. But Sean, I have a hybrid hard drive solid state drive. It's the best of both worlds.
In the astral plane?
You mean the best of a bad world and a good world?
I was gonna say, I'm like, what is the advantage? Cost, maybe?
There isn't one.
Yeah.
At larger sizes, they're a little cheaper. That has been less of a thing as time has gone on, but it's still not. The SSDs are still not as cheap as hard drives.
Mm-hmm. They're getting there. I mean, like, getting a fairly large, getting like a terabyte SSD is not as bad as it was when they first appeared. No, that's for damn sure.
It's fully reasonable.
Yeah.
It is not an appreciable part of the cost of a PC at these daise. RAM, on the other hand...
Yeah, RAM is getting fucking wild right now.
Become insanely expensive, yeah. I haven't been following that closely enough to know why, but... But yeah, apparently DDR5 RAM is just like quadrupled in price in the last 6 months.
That's upsetting to hear. We have ads in a minute. Don't let them steal your RAM. Don't let them steal your RAM, guys. Which is concerning because, like, I'm always a little bit like, what is my new bottleneck? What's breaking on my computer next? And I keep on getting the vibe that it might be my RAM, which is concerning, but it is pretty fucking old RAM. Like, it might be decade-old RAM at this point. It's old RAM. It's not new. It's probably one of the oldest components on my computer at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. It's probably pretty old. It's probably could be upgraded.
Uh-huh. I mean, you're not... It's funny. I get it. I would love to do this. I would love to just, like, scoop essentially, like, 90% of the innards of my computer out and plop them into a new computer. But I just don't... I've never had the capacity to do that. Like, I would love to get, like, a new case. Probably, at this point, if there's anything I would keep, it would be, like, the motherboard... Or, not the motherboard. It would be the GPU and the CPU. Otherwise, I would love to just make a new computer. That is something I would like to do. I can't do that right now. Even the case. This case is so goddamn old. It uses obsolete USB ports, I'm pretty sure. And I would like some USB-Cs, actually. It'd be nice.
Yeah. I mean, you say that you can't afford it. My thing was just that I suffered for a long time until I could afford to build one. It's not that I had a functioning PC that was, like, fine in ye olden days, and then just, like, built a new one because I wanted to. I just rode my PC until it wasn't functional anymore, and then made a brand new one.
That's fair. Honestly, that's fair. So if anything, you should be impressed.
You should see the shit that I did with that laptop that I had when I first...
Oh no, not
like,
poor Ray. Don't talk about Ray like that.
The idea that I would have played BioShock Infinite on that computer is so funny. Like, I mean, that's the computer that I had dropped to single-digit frame rates in Blighttown with.
Fuck. Okay, I did not know that. Holy shit. I don't think I ever got that bad, yeah. Like, I don't think I've ever had the best computer, but I've, like, at least tried to leave it, like, have it be, like... I've always thought that once I hit an okay level computer, I've kept an okay level computer, so that's, yeah, fair enough. I don't think I ever had that much of a problem with my computer even running, like, Dark Souls and shit.
And in fairness, like, well, everybody had problems with Blighttown. But
that's true.
I had particular problems with Blighttown because the game wasn't running well to begin with. But also, in fairness, that was a laptop and not as easily part replaceable. But
that's true. There are some gaming laptops out there that you can take apart, but I don't.
Yeah.
That's just.
It's still harder, even in the best of scenarios. It's still harder.
Yeah, it's more constrained.
You have to
the space is more constrained.
Exactly.
Just get yourself an
Alienware. You have to be more comfortable with, like, working with the innards of it, because it's not like a desktop where it's all just like there's a panel that you unscrew with your fingers and there's all your stuff. You have to, like, take it apart piece by piece.
Could be worse. Could have an iPad. You want to know the one Apple product I have that makes me go, I forgot I have that? I have
an iPod.
2 iPods. I have 2 iPods.
I knew it.
I had one older one and one Nano.
Why do you still have them?
Never throw them away.
That's just e-waste at this point. Like,
what do you want me to do with them? Break them down to scrap and make something out of them? What do you want me to do with them?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying that you should be getting use out of them. I just don't know why you're keeping e-waste around in your home.
Because electronics, I feel like I've thrown away a couple of electronics, but I still feel weird about throwing away an electronic. It's the kind of thing that it's like, but it's valuable, even though I clearly don't use it anymore, and I'm never gonna use an iPod ever again. I don't.
There's absolutely no point in owning
Yeah.
an iPod. It's almost weird to remember a time when it was useful to have an iPod.
Yeah.
At this point.
Would you say at this point that a CD player is more useful than an iPod?
In the sense that it plays at least a different form of media from a phone? Yes, I would say that it is literally more useful than an iPod.
An iPod is just a phone you can't make calls on, or search the internet, or do really anything with.
Maneki Neko statue.
Yay.
Containment procedure, none known. Maneki Neko cannot be contained.
Can't be.
Description. A ceramic beckoning cat figurine, common luck object, found in Japanese storefronts. Following is a list of the items observed altered effects. Non-corporeality, affinity for specific human behavior, and minor physical movement, waving its arm. Multiple simultaneous incarnations of this item have been observed. Whether these are independent altered items acting uniformly or replicated instances of AI-48 is unknown. Background. How the items originally arrived in the oldest house is unknown. It was first discovered sitting in the director's chair. It was immediately contained in a panopticon cell. The next day, an agent noticed 2 additional figurines had appeared. Hours later, all 3 vanished. The items had been sighted throughout the Bureau, appearing while agents perform electrocution tasks. It is theorized that fulfilling certain unknown criteria will encourage the items to appear. Present location is unknown.
They're friends. I like me the fun lucky cat. I like me the fun lucky cat. I saw so many in Little China. It was, guys, I'm obsessed with a thing. We went to Chicago. Actually, it was not 2 weeks ago. Fuck, I did not talk about Chicago, like, at all. It was good. It was a good time. We went to a show called Oddities. I was there with, actually, James's wife, Tara, promoting and selling her art. And the last thing we did before we left, I was there with her and another artist, Lid, who's also a fantastic artist. But the last thing we did is we went to Little China to get dim sum, and I am now obsessed with something that they did there that I think is like the most brilliant inner city, big city thing I've ever seen. They had like a public parking spot for like people, and the way that it worked was that if you go to a restaurant, so for example, the restaurant we went to, and let them know that with the parking lot we parked in, they can verify your parking, and instead of parking being $15, it was only $2. I don't know, that's just ingenious to me when it comes to the bullshittery that is city parking. I don't know. That just I think that's the most cleverly brilliant thing I've ever heard. To me, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty smart. Anything to encourage engaging with the actual businesses and not just like leeching off of the city.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I think about it too. It's just like a good way to support local businesses while also giving, like, you know, visitors like an incentive to it encourages and like rewards the visitor for like engaging with the area instead of just coming in and leaving and just looking around. Like, that's really clever. So everybody go to Little China in Chicago. It's really cool. Get some dim sum. It's delicious.
The Bureau does Reminder. The Bureau does not have windows. If you notice a window, immediately close your eyes and make your way to the nearest safe room. You are permitted to fashion a blindfold from an article of clothing. Any resulting lapse in dress code will be excused. Thank you for your attention.
Are they sure? I've seen a lot of windows. I've gone through many windows today. Unless you don't consider those windows.
It means exterior windows, I'm pretty sure.
This was in fact a choice. I was not sure. Great. Well, I have no reason to believe that the choice that I made here mattered. I don't even know what going a different direction is gonna do, other than take me to the right pillar, which I don't seem to be able to do anymore anyways. Whee! Oh, that was fun. Okay, no, that's a kill vault. No, the cube! Gone forever. Okay. What? Hold on. Let me look at this. Now, this one clearly goes that way. So what the hell is this one? It's nothing? Nothing. Apparently it's nothing, Sean.
Don't worry about it so much.
I'm
I
gonna
believe
worry
you're out
about
here
it.
worrying about it.
That's a rock.
That's... Bang.
Neat. Oh good, another monolith. And, well... Man, sometimes I forget about monoliths. I wonder what they're up to these days. Do they still
They're
exist?
still around.
I was gonna say, did monoliths get destroyed? I don't remember. Not like a horse.
Ooh.
I know the last thing that Monolith worked on was the the
Nope,
Lord
they got
of the
closed.
God, yeah, I do vaguely remember that. And so thus dies the Nemesis system with them, because I guess fuck anybody who ever wanted to try to make a game that worked like that on any level. It's a shame. I need to
Yeah, I don't
actually...
remember exactly what happened with them after the Middle Earth series. I think the game they were working on got cancelled, and so WB was just like, well, we have no use for you now.
Which is a shame. Like, I actually need...
They're an important sort of niche part of gaming history, I feel like. They're a very unique studio.
Very unique. They had a lot of stuff, and they honestly, even as late as they lasted, like, sometimes I forget, like, that Monolith was, like, still around even as late as things like Shadows of Mordor. Like, because Shadows of Mordor is, like, way after their, like, era of, like, first-person shooters, which is, like, what they were known for, I think, I feel like. To me, I feel like Monolith shooters were the things that I knew Monolith for. Things like, Fear and stuff.
Yeah, I mean that back in the day, yeah.
Which I don't remember.
They've got
I
a bunch of
remember.
stuff.
I remember getting us to start it, but I don't think I ever got you to finish Fear. I like Fear quite a bit. It's not a good horror game, but it's an amazing action horror game.
Yeah, I remember bouncing off of Fear.
Sorry, you just gotta remember, it's one of those horror games that if you take it horror seriously, you're gonna have a bad time. It's horror is not what makes it good. What's that?
I just found it amusing you throwing that thing away. It's okay, the game has your back.
I didn't know where to put it. I needed to shoot the crystal, Sean. Fuck you, game! I got denied.
Got patched.
Straight out of there.
Dude, speaking of sports, did you hear about
Football
Old Man
time?
Rivers?
No.
There's officially a grandpa playing in the NFL now.
What?
So, tragedy happened to the Indianapolis Colts, who are a playoff-bound team whose starting quarterback got injured recently, and then their backup quarterback was also injured, so they just had no quarterback
See,
late
that's
in the
something.
season as they were trying to finish their run into the playoffs.
Out of all of the non-football that I know, I did hear about something with the Colts being like, wow, you guys were doing really good, except now not anymore.
Yeah, well, it's weird. They didn't. Their like slide started before all this, but yeah, they've had a troubled back half of the season, but they're still in the playoff contention, and they're trying to close out the season, and both of their quarterbacks are. So what is a playoff-bound team to do late in the season, trying to get a playoff caliber quarterback after the trade deadline when like all of the top quarterbacks are taken?
What'd they get?
Apparently the
Peyton Manning?
answer is hire Phillip Rivers, who has been retired for 5 years and is a grandfather.
Hey, you can do it. You put that gas
So
back in.
Old Man Rivers started a NFL football game today. Well, yesterday. And that's amazing and stupid. They did not win that game.
Yeah, how'd he do? Was he like, I
was
promise?
fine.
Okay.
Hey, unfortunately, the funniest thing would have been for him to have gone very far the either direction, right? Like, it would have been extremely funny if he came out there 5 years after retirement and beat the Seahawks. Like, that would be amazing. It would have also been hilarious in a different way if he had come out here as a literal grandpa and just looked it in a bad way. That would have been funny in more of like a what were they thinking hiring this old man to play quarterback kind of way.
Well, we lost our star quarterback, but we did find somebody who did play football before. We'll make sure he'll do fine. He can make up for it. Oh, we killed an old man. Oh no, he perished. He was like, yeah, I'm excited to get back out there, and then he died.
Yeah, unfortunately for the funniness factor, he was just like fine. He didn't have a great game. He didn't have a terrible game. He had like a 67% completion rate, threw 1 touchdown, threw 1 pick. It wasn't a good game, but he was out there and he did okay. But it was not enough to beat the Seahawks, which is honestly fair. It remains to be seen if hiring Old Man Rivers was a mistake or not. I think next week's game, this is the problem that the Colts have. Their schedule is also just insanely hard. The end of their schedule, these like last 6 games or whatever, are crazy hard. It's probably the hardest final 6 games of any team in the league. Because they just played the Seahawks, who are one of the top teams in the NFL. And arguably, the road ahead doesn't get any easier. So I honestly don't think the Colts are going to make the playoffs. I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to be able to get them across the finish line. I think that there was a good chance they would have lost all of those games even if they still had Dan Jones. And with not Dan Jones, I don't see it in the cards. It was a close game. They played the Seahawks close. They can pull it off, but I don't think they're going to.
Yeah, that's
Old Man Rivers is playing football again, and that's silly as hell.
And I mean, good on Old Man Rivers. Can't keep an old dog down. Even if he
Seemingly.
probably shouldn't be on the field anymore. I think some of them were confused for a second. You think they were like, hey, you don't play football anymore. What are you doing here? Hey, you don't play football anymore?
It is funny how many of the like commentary crew across the league have been like, well, shit, maybe I should unretire. Because a lot of the commentary crew is former players, and some of them are not any older than Philip Rivers is.
Let Madden back on the gosh dang field if he's still kicking it, the old coot. Rest in peace, I guess. He was quite old, yes.
But yeah, there's a lot of, Tom Brady and Tony Romo and shit out there being like, well, fuck. Philip Rivers was at my age.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning might.
He's a young old man. He's
only
like
Peyton Manning.
I have no. He's probably
Peyton Manning. The problem with Peyton
us.
Manning is that he looked old. Like he felt old by the time he had retired. He played about as long as he possibly could have. It felt like.
Don't let old PM hear you say that.
He's 49 right now. I don't think it's in the cards for him.
Damn, I actually really did not know he was that old. I don't even remember the last thing Peyton Manning did.
Commercials, mostly. I don't really understand what he's up to these days. I think he's like a podcaster or something.
I would expect him to be like the new Madden, essentially, is what I would assume. I don't know why.
It's weird to me that he didn't go that route, right? Like, he's widely regarded as the smartest quarterback of like a generationally knowledgeable quarterback when it comes to football. You would think that he would have gone into commentating or something, or coaching, or literally anything. But he does sports related stuff still. Like he still talks about the NFL, but it's like a weird, just like his personal podcast or something. Which, like, fair enough. Like, the dude, was in the NFL for a long ass time, so.
Oh, yeah.
If he wants to just, like, chill at this point, he's got more money than he'll ever need, so. I guess, live your best life.
Yep. I mean, he certainly did get there.
I don't know if you can see this, but I don't really know if I'm seeing it really here. I see a pen in my hand, but I see myself, but it's all wrong. It's the wrong angle. It's the wrong me, and it's all green. Look out for the color green. Everything turns green, and when it's close, don't let it get close. Don't let it in. But if you do not matter what you do not speak to it. Do not spec to it. Please. I need you safe, Peggy. I don't want you to end up here too. I don't know where you've gone.
Don't you dare
do not spec to it.
Don't you dare spec to it, Sean. I know you want to. Don't you dare. Field research on astral entity, astral mimic, confidential. Summary. Astral mimics are physically indistinguishable from astral copies, but considerably more dangerous to the fact that they possess para-utilitarian abilities. The most notable ability it witnessed is levitation. It is unknown how this astral entity gained its paranatural abilities. Relevant objects of power are currently bound to Director Faden, which indicates the objects are not responsible. However, objects of power are intrinsically linked to the board and the astral plane. A similar link between the objects and the mimics could also exist. Or perhaps the board is able to dispense these abilities at their leisure, with no trial in the astral plane required. The prevailing theory, however, is that the entities are simply replicating observed abilities performed by the Hiss, or even the director herself. Thanks to the prolonged exposure to our world caused by the astral bleed. Refer to file Poopy Butts for full report. Report to file bumped. And I don't even know how to explain the context for Bum Tickler. There wasn't one. The context was I said a stupid thing and it was really funny. That is something to bring it back to blood at the manor. Fuck. Ow.
Blood on the clock tower.
Blood on the clock tower. I did not know this about it. It has like apparently several hundred characters, potentially.
Yeah. So there's each like scenario has a list of characters that can be in play, and so every scenario is entirely new characters, and there's a number of scenarios. And then there's optional rules and stuff, like the Travelers.
Yeah, it has honestly like a lot of modularity to it. It was really neat, and I don't know. There's a lot clearly that like can be dug into, and it having like essentially a referee is like really fascinating, especially for like a social game like that. I do like that element. I think it having like a mediator is largely important for how it is structured. Especially because there's just so many goddamn game mechanics. There are so many goddamn game mechanics in that game. Ow. 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 Stop it. Ow. These bear people are fucking me up. Stop it, chairperson. Stop it, chair. Now that was just mean.
What?
Did it not throw the second one? Yeah, I guess I misjudged. I swore he threw it. Like when I let go of the cover, I thought he had thrown the second rock, but I think it was like a millisecond too soon.
Yeah, it felt pretty tight.
Oops. He's judged. Apparently this spot is the spot that gets me. Apparently this spot is the spot that fucks with me. Mainly these chair heads. What?
Sorry, I was just Peyton Manning's Wikipedia page opening, so I was trying to figure out what he's doing at this time. And I happened to scroll by the section of Peyton Manning's records that he holds in the NFL, which is such a long list that it almost fills the entire page, like almost fills one entire page height on Wikipedia, because he has so many awards, or so many records. But I was going down the list of records just like passively, whatever. Like, they're all impressive. First quarterback to reach 200 career wins, most touchdown passes, yada yada yada. So there's this huge long list of records of like all the amazing shit Peyton Manning did, and the very last record on the list is most interceptions thrown by a rookie quarterback.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, Peyton. We all gotta start somewhere, and apparently you started like shit.
Truly
Oh my God.
inspiring.
Uh-huh. This goes to show, you suck at something long enough, you might actually get good at it. Nah, I'm pretty sure Peyton Manning can play football better than I can.
Almost certainly. The question is, can he play football better than Phillip Rivers can?
Uh-huh. That's the real question.
Is that a... Oh.
Every day plus 86. Hercules enabled.
Sorry, this game doesn't care what you want.
Attacked my
I do kind of wish the audio logs followed you.
Please don't be unable. She was always so kind. As a result, we are abandoning the Foundation. Northmore gave the order to transfer our resources to the upper floors. Now that my control points allow us to safely come and go from the New York streets, did I forget to include that fact in my previous logs? I've been so busy using the arrays I made. Control points have been established throughout the oldest house. Excuse me if I don't sound excited, it's just... A few months ago, I have been overjoyed to leave the Foundation. Now I realize I've grown fond of it. There's something deep in the stone here, deeper than that watching presence. Something warm. I feel it needing me. I won't go. I refuse. Northmore won't be happy, but so be it. I'm starting to see him for what he is. An impotent storm. Father Shade in a cheap suit.
John, what is your cat's strangest toy that they're obsessed with? Which really is another way to ask the question, what is the stupidest piece of trash that ends up being your cat's favorite toy?
I have a drawstring for a hoodie that I long since sacrificed to just be his cat toy because he would not stop playing with it.
Yeah.
And it's been his favorite toy for basically half his life at this point.
Yeah, that's pretty standard for me right now, and I do not know why this is the way that it is, even to the point that the way that we play with it is ridiculous. I get like little rolls of poop bags for him to scoop his poop into, just because it's probably better than using just like a plastic bag or whatever. I don't know. I think it's probably better, but they're just like essentially dog poop bags. They have rolls at the center of them, and that cardboard roll is his favorite thing, to the point that there are like several scattered around the house at this point, but I'll usually take one and he'll be on my bed and I'll just ping it against the wall and he will just... That is his favorite game now. He will also play fetch with them. Sometimes I will take them and I'll throw them into his cat tree, and then he'll physically grab it and bring it back over to me. My cat's got a little bit of dog in them. It's very strange. My favorite! Industry bone.
Audio's all gucked up.
Seems so.
The color's pretty gucked up too.
Oh, that's fun. I don't think it's supposed to do that. No, I think that one's supposed to happen. Oh, that's so fun! This is giving me Marble Hornets vibes, actually. Ooh. I love you, Threshold Kids. You're my favorite show. What would we do without the Threshold Kids? I don't know.
It would be a sadder world, surely, without them.
Boy, this looks like an arena. Oh, in fact, there was the obelisk. In fact, it is an arena. Oh, that's not the dodge button. Oh, I don't have enough to be able to dodge right now. Can I have... There we go. Fuck. Alrighty, we're gonna not fuck with that for the moment. I was just trying out the new thing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Do it again. Come this way. No, you're supposed to go over the center. No, you're supposed to go over the center. Damn it. John, this is unbelievable. I can't believe they do this to me. Oh! Hey, Sean, you don't... what happened to me? Don't do that. You don't do that. Bad. It hurts really badly if you do that. When that happens, it hurts really bad.
But it looked so fun. It turned out alright.
Ooh, that was a lot of damage. Now I have a rock man.
More of a cement man.
Nope, well that works. I wanted the spiky, but instead, I just threw a man at him. That works. Aw, I can't... Okay, that works. That's fun. That's just fun. I like the spiky rocks. I like when things jab out of the ground onto things. That was my favorite move in Nier as well. Was using the ground spears a lot. Okay. Apparently we're not supposed to talk to Uncle Weirdo. They don't like when we talk to him.
But Uncle Weirdo is our favorite uncle.
He is my favorite uncle, that's for damn. Look at him. He's so cool and weird. He also brings the fun snacks to Christmas dinner. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to get some of that nog. I'm gonna have to pick up some of that nog. I have not gotten eggnog in actually a long time, honestly. It has been a while for me.
They sure changed their
It's one of the things that keeps me tethered to this plane of existence.
Eggnog? Damn.
Yeah. I have...
I'm overthinking.
It's a real struggle for me to not gain a significant amount of weight each December from drinking so much eggnog.
Obsessing over these
It's only
problems
like...
is something Trench would do, but I've got my intuition.
It's only like maybe the most rich thing you can consume, I think.
It's wild. I've never really looked at how many calories are in it. I just kind of understood that it was that
Dense.
Every December I gained weight from drinking eggnog, so obviously it was a lot of calories. Holy shit though, it's I looked at the calories in a serving of eggnog and I was like, oh my god. In one of the cups that I drink, which you know the just like transparent Halloween cups with the skeleton hands that I use.
Yeah.
I drink eggnog out of those, and because it's festive, and I don't like fill it up to the very brim or anything either. But one cup of eggnog, one of those cups of eggnog, is like 500 calories.
Jesus. Seriously?
Yeah.
That's so little for that much. What the hell? It's like a cup,
dense.
like a volumetric cup. Yeah. that means like a full tall glass is like 1,500 calories? Are you fucking kidding?
No, I mean, a full tall glass wouldn't be triple the size of those skeleton cups. But yeah, it would be like 1,000. To be fair, like a full tall glass would be like most of the court. Not most of it, I guess, but a lot of the court. But yeah, eggnog is very dense. And having now found out how many calories are in it, I am not surprised that I gained weight in December.
Was the eggnog all along?
I mean, I knew it was. It wasn't some great mystery. It's just interesting having numbers to put behind it now. I'm trying to avoid doing that this year. I've been quite diligent. So far, so good. But there is still a part of me that's like, but why bother? Why not just gain 10 pounds of pure eggnog?
See, that's where the real thing is like, what did I have for lunch today? A cup of eggnog. That's it? No, you don't understand. That's all I need.
This is all that I need to power my body. But I've definitely lived that life before.
Oh, am I not dead? Damn it. Fucking Christ. Yee! Boy, that shield saved my ass. But yeah, it's just been a while for me, because, like, I'm sure if you got a carton of eggnog, that shit would not survive. It is so good.
It's real good.
And I have to say, like, people who like their spiked eggnog, I'm glad for you. To me, alcohol with milk is not a good combo. It's just a weird combo. Like, no. Well, I guess
don't know enough about alcohol to comment on that, but I can sort of see why. I can sort of see what you mean.
I mean, like, I'll do something with, like, excuse me, game. Unbelievable. I can't believe they would do this to me. You let me get away with it earlier. You didn't get mad about it earlier. Oh, hey. That place. Different place. No, this is a different place.
They just reused the dirt mound asset.
Well, that determines then that the dirt mound asset, in fact, is not overcome and done. Actually not sure. I need to do one more, but I don't know where the last one is. And I was looking at the map. I'm gonna try going back to the beginning, but I don't actually know if that's where I need to go. Ow. I mean, Irish cream does exist. It's not unfathomable, I guess, but uh-oh. That was weird. Don't worry about it. I found a button that eventually worked. Stop. Fly. Stop.
I just want to fly around.
Fly away. I gotta remember that they can't fly and I can.
Some of them can't fly.
Those ones specifically can't fly. Speak of the devil.
Hey, there's someone who can fly. So, the other book that I read since last time we streamed is 1984.
Oh, nice! Is it as good as everyone claims that it is? Because, I mean, it.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I would say it's pretty excellent. There are nits I can pick, but overall it's a phenomenal book. I would... So one of the things I think it does really well is it does a really good job, at least in the first half, of taking the, like, political theory ideas that it wants to get across, and embedding them into the story enough that you're like intrigued by them, and by the time that the book sits down to just literally define political terms at you for a while, you're like excited about that. But it is like a political theory book, as much as it is an actual story.
Interesting. That I did not know. I feel like there's a couple of pieces of media and like fiction media and science fiction media that feels that way to me. That's actually kind of how I feel about believe it or not, Starship Troopers. Starship Troopers has a story in it, but is also just a theory piece on a form of government and society. That's also just what it is.
Yeah. Well, I'll read this first. On Art and Time. At first I thought the cave paintings in the Foundation chronicled ancient humans' encounters with natural occurrences like weather. But it soon became clear they depicted events far outside the average human experience. Also, it seems I was wrong to assume the images are ancient. Radiocarbon dating suggests something impossible, that I've been down here longer than the paintings. That's absurd, though. The style and medium clearly indicate a Paleolithic origin, and not just a bad artist. I was ready to conclude that an ancient community of humans lived in or around the oldest house. Now, with this information, I don't know what to think. Is one of our agents drawing these? Or is someone down here with us? This place has a habit of skewing my results, so perhaps the data is corrupted. Or perhaps some paintings were created at different times. The art does seem to chronicle not only the past, but also the present, and possibly even the future. I see in them echoes of the board, some linear architecture, even what could be interpreted as a director. Are the paintings telling a story that's still being written? If so, who's writing it? Is this gonna be another goddamn Alan Wake reference?
Probably. No, it was me. I'm the one drawing all the funny pictures.
But yeah, 1984 is very good. I would recommend, for just like my personal if you wanted to follow my advice, I would recommend, if you're going to read 1984, to go ahead and search Robert Engels's Principles of Communism and read that first.
Interesting.
Because as long as you're going to be reading a like relatively dense political manifesto, you may as well pair it with a more legitimate one. Not to say that there's not a lot of value to be had from what 1984 has to say, because there's a lot of really good stuff in there. There's also a lot of really silly ideas in there too, though. And there is a point, part of the reason I recommend pairing it with the Principles of Communism and perhaps reading that first and then 1984 is because there is a point in 1984 where the main character gets his hands on what is functionally just the stories in setting equivalent of the Communist Manifesto. And spends, I'm not kidding, straight up 10% of the page length of the book just reading out the in-fiction equivalent of the Communist Manifesto verbatim.
The very not real
genuinely version. 10% of the book. No, it's a fake one. But just like reading, like just you're literally just reading a political text for literally 10% of 1984, with like no no touch-ups, no story, no anything. It's just a straight-up fake political text that you read for like 30 pages.
But I mean, a good on him, I guess.
I think it's one of the weaker points in the book for a number of reasons. But this is part of why I recommend just reading Principles of Communism, because the Principles of Communism is honestly very to the point, and it is an easy read. It is quick, and it's going to serve you a little better than some of the ideas that that 1984 starts going on about toward the end, especially because 1984 annoyingly. God, I have a lot to say about this. We should read this.
VHS cassette tape. AI-12PE. Background. This item's creation is the source of much research and debate. It was a product of the Bureau's first attempt to film porn. Entity A001.
The first SCP was porn? That tracks.
Yeah. During Operation Shallow Tide, an agent was able to conceal themselves in an area frequented by Ati, at which point they began filming. Oh no, I want to change the subject now. Good art. It's art. The agent reported that the video camera showed no signs of disturbance during the filming. Later, when reviewing the footage, the research staff became mesmerized by its altered effect. Measures were taken and altered evaluations began. Never before have Bureau personnel been so closely involved in the creation of an altered item. The experiment was quickly replicated, though not with the same results. The footage was simply useless in every subsequent attempt. This event spawned a great debate as to whether altered items are created by paranatural entities intentionally or otherwise. Similar experiments were prohibited soon after. See the Ash Act for details. As the creation of altered materials was deemed an action the Bureau should not be engaged in. Anyways, you were saying?
So I have a lot of positive things to say about 1984, and I'm gonna circle back to some of them. But a weird thing about 1984 is it talks a lot about the proletariat versus the bourgeoisie, because of course it's heavily influenced by communism. And it's really weird. The way people talk about 1984 makes sense, and it is the right thing to take away from 1984. But in the context of the actual story, it like weirdly isn't actually a very effective revolutionary text. Like, what 1984 does really well is outline the mechanisms and the symptoms of authoritarianism. But when it comes to what to do about that, it's it is absent to the point of being almost counterproductive, because the narrative of 1984 is very explicitly only focused on the bourgeoisie, and in the fiction of the story, the top 10 or 15% of the populace in terms of financial
so dark.
whatever.
How am I supposed to drag this thing out of here?
You can interact with this thing.
Hey, yeah?
Oh, I thought you were waiting. I didn't realize you just didn't know what to do.
That's dark. Anyways, you were saying?
So yeah, the story is very explicitly about the upper class. And it has a lot of really weird stuff to say about the proletariat. And I was willing to chalk it up as just like, oh, the main character
like has clearly a work worldview. Like even though he understands that the party is lying to him, that doesn't mean that he has like broken every shackle of the indoctrination that they've done. But it's not just him. Like every voice in the story is equally shitty about the proletariat, including the in-fiction equivalent of a revolutionary leader.
Okay.
And
Don't drop the TV.
they're all, everybody, it's just like, yeah, the proletariat are all mindless, brainless, stupid, worthless, and will never matter, so we don't need to worry about them. We just need to focus on the upper class, and it literally doesn't matter what the lower classes do. Which is very weird. There's even a point, a really uncomfortable point, where the main character is like looking out a window at this woman who's doing laundry, and he thinks wistfully about whether it would be more a more pleasant life to be. I think the word he uses is incapable of thought. I think that's the phrase he uses to describe her.
That's
this just
bleak.
like random woman he doesn't know on the basis of nothing other than that she's doing laundry. So yeah, it has a lot of weird stuff to say about the proletariat, and that stuff comes even from the like in-fiction revolutionary text. But at the same time, there's this weird through line where the main character keeps being like, I just know somehow, I don't know how, I don't know why, but I just know that the trolls are going to be the key to revolution, and I just don't understand how. And I'm like, okay, so eventually they're gonna do something with that. And then you spend 10% of the length of the novel reading a in-fiction revolutionary text that describes the like state of the setting in more detail and some of the like political theory behind it, in which even the in-fiction revolutionary leader is like, yeah, the trolls are brainless and don't matter and can be thought of as disposable and not capable of thought or action. And the main character stops reading it eventually, not on purpose, but he gets interrupted. So in fairness, he doesn't finish it, but he gets interrupted from reading it, and he's like, I just can tell that if I had read, he's like, I still just find myself thinking that the polls are the key to the revolution, and I can just tell that if I had been able to read further, that this author would have agreed with me. And I'm like, based on what? This dude was exclusively talking shit on the proletariat. The only words out of this book's mouth about the proletariat were just talking shit. So it's very weird. I don't really know how to parse what it's trying to say with that, because they circle back to it again later, but do like the same thing again, basically. But ultimately, I think that the book is just more interested in being about, or the author is more interested in writing about the state of the authoritarian regime, because it ends without really drawing the focus back to any idea of revolution, but with more of a like hopeless sort of we've already lost message. Which is fine. Again, it's what the book is. Honestly, it's what the book is good at. It should lean into that, because it doesn't seem to have a clear idea of what it thinks revolution should look like. But it's very weird to me, and that's part of the reason that I recommend pairing it with the Communist Manifesto, because there's a lot of like weird political ideas in there and a lot of counterproductive stuff that's like, well, I mean, we are the proletariat, so like it's just weird reading 1984, just like trying to square everything it has to say about the proletariat, and like probably read Principles of Communism if you want a
quicker, lighter, easier read than 1984 that will give you a more sound.
Insightful.
Yeah. But, all that being said, everything that 1984 has to say about authoritarianism and, like, the effects of and symptoms of it and how to, like, identify what it's doing is really good. Like, there is a reason that people are constantly pointing at 1984 to describe the things that our current administration is doing in the U.S.
It has been doing for a lot longer than probably just right now.
Yeah, for sure. But, like, seriously, like, learning about doublethink and newspeak and all of that stuff from the source, and, like, learning about it in the way that 1984 presents it and how it intends it, you will start seeing that stuff everywhere, and it is hard to read 1984 right now without drawing parallels to our current government, and our current, just, like, culture in America. So it's very much a worthwhile read right now.
No, it's fine, Sean. It's fiction. Ow. Hey, you guys can't do this. Ads are about to start. Guys, can't do this. Ads are about to start. Boy, people are gonna miss this. We'd have to pause the game, and I don't want to do that. Boy, it's really dark. I can't see what's happening.
Isaac does hate pausing the game.
I hate it. Why should I have to pause the game, Sean? Boy, that really hucked that thing back, didn't I?
Yeah, there's a really good section in 1984 where they're talking about chocolate rations, and this one really struck me. There's like an announcement from the government that chocolate rations are going to have to be reduced from 30 grams to 20 grams. And then a week later, or like a couple of days later or something, a news thing is announced, like on the basically on the television, that is like celebrating the party for increasing chocolate rations up to 20. And that to me was a really telling, like, that is exactly the kind of shit that our current administration does all the goddamn time, and it is maddening. Yeah. It's like genuinely hard to maintain your grip on reality with stuff like that going on just every day.
He really pinned it on the head. My curiosity, because the only point of reference I have is like in comparison, and then what's funny is I think, like, topically they probably have a lot in common, but they're very different things, right? Fahrenheit 451 is probably my like go-to for that kind of thing, but ultimately I think they're also just still fundamentally different pieces of media.
They're very different. Fahrenheit 451 is a lot punchier and easier read. It's also, I think, more thematically cohesive, and it's more interested in positive action than just like exploring a space. Like, yes. Fahrenheit 451 is a book you are supposed to walk away with a very specific actionable thesis, right?
Right.
Whereas 1984 is more just like, don't let this happen. Which is, you know, they're both valuable, but it's very different in the sense of like 1984 is just kind of upsetting and then it ends, as opposed to Fahrenheit 451, which is more motivating, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree. Even though, in a lot of ways, Fahrenheit 451 still ends pretty grim. It's fine. It ends with...
for sure. Like, but it's still actionable. Like,
Right.
That's the thing. I don't necessarily mean the like literal outcome of the plot. Although I do think that 1984's plot still ends on a grimmer note than Fahrenheit does, but
which is saying a lot.
But just in terms of like the overall themes and
There's the way out.
like
Up there.
way those themes are explored, I think
Back
that
in the cell.
Fahrenheit 451
Thank God.
gives you a sense of like what we can do to sort of push back against some of what it's describing. Whereas 1984 is more just like
a warning.
Here's a lot of really bad stuff that can happen and does happen, and if it's happening, then it's already too late.
If this is happening, then y'all fucked up. Should have read this goddamn book, you idiots.
Yeah. So something I really want to talk about with 1984 that I really liked, I thought it did a really good job of perspective and like the way that different people's outlooks are influenced by the party and like their environment, even if they recognize how shitty it is. So the two main characters in the story are like 15 years apart in age. One of them's like 39 and the other one's like 25.
Okay.
And the main character, the older one, is just old enough that like he remembers a world before the party took power. Like he saw the party take power and saw that transition happen and like cognitively understands the world that existed without the party, even if he was still pretty young when that went away. And he's actively seen how the party has tried to wipe away the history of the world that he literally experienced. But the other main character, who's much younger, is equally disdainful of the party and like equally recognizes that the party is just like lying all the time and not to be trusted and wants to like push back against it how she can. But she's young enough that she never really experienced a world without the party, and so her baseline is just very different from his, where for him, he has like this grounding of reality outside the party and can sort of tie himself to that, and he sees the party as like an inherently temporary thing, right?
What the hell
like,
was she thinking?
he saw it come into existence and take power, and so he feels that on some level it will end at some point.
Yeah.
But
it wasn't there for before, so surely it can end or disappear, yeah.
Yeah. But to her, the party is all she's ever known, and because the party insists upon itself and on like erasing any history that doesn't refer back to, she just has no baseline for what a world without the party would look like, and so she just doesn't believe that can exist. Like, on a fundamental level, like whether she can cognitively wrap her head around it or not, she just fundamentally doesn't think of that as a possibility. And so, although they are both like heavily anti-party and it's like the whole thing that brings them together, the way that manifests is very different. Where like he is constantly daydreaming of revolution and he's like trying to establish connections with people he think might be revolutionaries, and there's like this secretive brotherhood that he has heard whispers of that he's like daydreaming about being able to join in the fight. But for her, because she doesn't really think of the party as something that can be gotten rid of or changed, but it's just like a fact of life, she thinks of rebellion not as revolt, but as like personal rebellion, and like doing what you want to do
within the confines of the party, in spite of them, not necessarily overthrowing them. And so, like, that difference in perspective is really interesting, and I think they do a really good job of showing how the, like, generational difference there, like, once the party has taken hold, there's just entire generations of people whose perspective is so warped that, like, they can't think of a world without the party.
Right. Like, even if they don't agree with it.
And they don't think it's worth wasting their effort on either. Like, to them, the party has always been omnipotent, and it's silly to waste your time trying to stop the party instead of trying to do what you want to do.
Like, in a certain sense, you know, it's been around so long that you fixing things actually comes from trying to almost preserve it to a certain sense rather than believing that it couldn't exist at all.
Yeah, so it's very, I found that aspect of it fascinating, and I really enjoyed it. It reminded me of there's this YouTube video essay called MCCanary, and he's got a video on policing in the U.S. where he made a comment that really stuck with me, where he was like, look, if you're watching this video, think back to any and all encounters you have personally had with the criminal justice system in America. If you're watching this video, there's a good chance you haven't really had any, or like, if you have, they're just passing encounters with cops, like, getting pulled over for a ticket or something. So, functionally, what you actually know from direct experience about our criminal justice system is nothing. What you think you know about it is entirely based on propaganda. Like, you don't know what the criminal justice, unless you've, like, studied it, you don't know anything about the criminal justice system. You only know the propaganda. Even if you know that it's propaganda, which I think most of us do know about, like, propaganda and stuff at this point.
At this point, yeah.
Even if you understand that it's propaganda, that still doesn't mean that you have reckoned with the fact that that propaganda and stuff like it has formed your whole baseline for what you imagine the criminal justice system in this country to be. And so instead of, like, radically, like, readjusting, like, creating a new foundation, every time you've learned a piece of new information, you've just been shifting slightly further away from a baseline that was already just completely lies. And, like, if you actually want to understand the criminal justice system, and you actually want to understand how dire our, like, problem is with criminal justice in America, you have to reckon with that, and you have to take a step back and, like, forget everything you think you know about the criminal justice system and actually go, like, study it and figure out how it works actually in real life and what it's actually based on, what the history of it is, and what it is doing right now, because it bears very little resemblance at all to even the most critical viewing of the, like, media interpretation of it. And that includes, like, the news. Like, that's not just TV shows and stuff. And that was really, I've shifted pretty far left. Like, I already considered myself progressive along basically all my life.
Right.
But that video and that particular train of thought, I credit as being a big part of the reason that I have been very much further left over the last few years. Because that was sort of an eye-opening moment to me to be like, shit, I hadn't actually thought of it that way. Like, I understood that I, like, didn't trust what the news had to say about, you know, about, like, the way that the news sensationalizes crime, right? The way that the news cycle is constantly just like, here's a crime that happened, and, like, you're not getting the statistics, you're not getting the facts, you're getting
you're just getting information and vilified.
You're getting individual
information.
stories,
Yeah.
and they push the ones that will rile
And she
people up
thought
because
I
that's
wasn't
what gets
ready.
engagement. But, like, that doesn't tell you anything about the actual state of crime in America. We have 300 million people. You can find upsetting crimes to talk about if you want to. That doesn't mean anything about the state of crime in America. So, like, I understood that. I understood that, like, propaganda was a thing in the TV space as well. I understood all of that. But I had still never really thought about it from the perspective of, like, I don't actually know anything about the way it actually works from personal experience, and I need to actively work to get rid of everything that I have been raised to think about the system, and like actively study it if I want to understand what it actually is. And what it actually is really bad, as it turns out.
Yeah.
So because of that experience, that's part of the reason that I so specifically appreciated that generational aspect of 1984. Because in a lot of ways, I think that, you know, I was a lot like, and am, I'm sure in other ways that I'm not aware of,
But that's the last one.
a lot like the younger character in 1984, who understands that the party is lying to her at all times and understands not to trust anything they say, but still, despite that, like, she didn't exist before the party, and so the party has essentially set the rules for her understanding of the world.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, when it comes to
running into that
propaganda
now.
and like when it comes to like propaganda and the like way that news talks about crime, like all that stuff's been going on since well before I was born.
Yep.
So I was like indoctrinated into it. I didn't think to like break down my entire concept of criminal justice from the ground up until quite late in life. And I think that the book does a good job of showing like how that happens and how after a certain point, if something is established enough, that it just becomes de facto truth because no one, or at least very, very rarely will anyone be able to like break the indoctrination enough to fully understand that like even if the things that they're being told are lies, that doesn't, and they know it, that doesn't mean it's not still affecting how they think.
Right, especially when the lie did end up just becoming a reality.
What the hell was all that?
I've never thought. I mean, like
Things should be better now, not worse. Emily will know.
was
I hope.
again, and I finally like realized this, right? I think I finally like, okay, I can't keep this bit going. I at one point was like, yeah, I'm moderate, and that's just not true anymore because there's no such thing as moderate, and it makes me a little mad because moderate implies that quote unquote there's value to both sides, and I've learned no, there ain't, no, there fucking isn't. So yeah, but it is interesting because I feel like I got that kind of mentality because I grew up kind of being told you should listen to both sides. Both sides have something of value to say.
You should listen to all sides, but that doesn't mean that all sides have something of value to contribute.
Yes.
You should listen to them, but be ready to recognize when they are not contributing anything of value.
Yes. Or when they're saying things that are harming other people actively.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I mean, that's the thing, like, I don't want to go too deep into the, like, actual real-world politics, because I know that's something that we kind of shy away from talking about too much, because we don't want to be just, like, bummers all the time. But,
Just some of the time.
just some of the time. But yeah, all that to say, I thought 1984 was very good. I had a few nitpicks with it. I definitely recommend reading it and The Principles of Communism together as a pair, because I think that it is a more enriching experience that way.
What did you do? What is causing these
Or
troubles?
Sorry,
I
I did
imagine
not
it would be.
expect this
I
to
thought you
start a
could tell me.
cutscene. I thought I would get to
completed
talk to
the four
her.
rituals, just like the board told me to. The astral bleed should have stopped.
Look, it has stopped. The nail is repaired. But we have a new problem. My analysis of the nail indicates that it is literally a piece of the astral plane. Or possibly a vessel containing the astral plane. Or both. Either way, right now both dimensions are vibrating
doesn't
at
help,
completely
Pope.
incompatible frequencies. The spatial friction they are generating is incalculable. It's going to destroy
Why does
both
it look like
planes.
Jesse has to go to the restroom?
Mess this all up. Maybe
There's
Marshall
something
was
weird
right
going
to
on with the
destroy nail.
mouths in this
I should have
DLC, yeah.
DLC.
No, then
It's
the astral
been-
plane would still be leaking in.
It affects Jesse the
There's no
most,
right
but
answer,
it
Jesse.
affects Emily too
I need
sometimes.
more information.
No. I need to fix this now. I'll just.
Like, this game's never had the most
Figure something
amazing
out.
facial animation, but
No, we should really make
it looks
a plan.
seriously weird in this
The tremors
DLC.
are originating from
Uh-huh.
directly below us, but we don't know what.
Perfect. I'll head down and take care of whatever's going on. Just do what you can from here.
I'm in a
Jesse,
hurry.
you
I
can't
really
just-
need to go
I
to the
have
restroom.
I'm the
She
director.
did. Did she not look like she was about to piss her
This
pants?
is on me.
No hate to Jesse. It was just really funny. I've done that action. I've done that. I've made that action myself.
Look, man, you're the one who put her in those pants. It's not her
It's
fault.
just the top of the nail? How much deeper does the foundation go?
I would never put somebody in
Entry
his
date was
pants.
118.
I also feel like we're almost at the end of this
I've
DLC.
changed.
Do you think we should push for it?
So it's hard to know
It feels
how
right
or
there.
why.
She did literally
No
just
longer
say
need
the
to
phrase,
prove
how
that
much
the
deeper
house
does
is
this
made.
foundation
You can
go?
breathe. I can feel its
So there
blood
is that.
churning
I
beneath
can
my bare
try to
feet.
do some information
I've
gathering
added my
now.
own illustrations to the walls, trying to solve
It doesn't
some
feel that much
mystery
longer,
that the
but-
oldest house whispers to me. I have to avoid the it as I do so. They haunt me. I don't blame them. They're just following the pillar's orders. Even poor Adam doesn't seem to recognize me anymore. I've spent a long time contemplating the etchings of the tree and its roots. Did you know this city used to be a forest? I wonder if our oldest house wore a different face back then. Or if it was always here. A 21st century office building since time immemorial. Can a place know the future? Can it change its skin? Can it wander? I always thought the esoteric world was my father's, not mine. But here, in this sacred place, I finally understand his devotion and his awe.
Huh. I do like.
Yeah, you're pretty close to the end.
Well, to the bottom we go. Oh, the rock's mad at me. Anyways, sorry for the interruption. Do you remember what you were saying?
It's almost like they're trying to stop me.
Nope.
Well, all that to say, I'll be moderate again when it feels like both sides say something of value.
No, fuck you.
That's what's like.
But at this rate, they're not
Be a
gonna
bit more
do that.
constructive. Moderate.
The board said it.
When
Centrism
Marshall
is not a
moved the
productive
board attacked
position, right?
Yes.
Like, we want to be proactively improving the world. Agree or disagree?
Agree. No, I'm
So centrism
totally
doesn't
with you.
accomplish that.
Yes.
Like, we can go a lot deeper than that, but even at base level, like, centrism just doesn't accomplish your goals.
Yes. Because really, centrism in a certain sense is just the inability to be decisive. Sometimes is what
I mean,
it
it's
ends
not
up
just
being.
that. It's often that, but like, it's
Yes.
also a problem of like, if you have one
This is the
group of
director.
people pulling
I need a
you
ranger at
to
this location immediately.
a thing that you want, and one group of people pulling
Nice to
you
see a
away
director
from
out
the
in the
thing that you
field.
want, like,
why would you sit in the middle of that? Like,
Yeah.
the thing that you want is right there.
Yup.
Nobody else.
Because I was
sees
told
the house.
I can't trust that side for some reason.
We were shown the way inside so we could.
Now, I want to be clear. You've consistently phrased this as like two sides. It is not a two sides, like one side versus the other thing. I have many complaints about the Democrats and the Democratic Party. I've
into this conflict beyond our
buddy.
comprehension. I've decided to rejoin the bureau in the upper
Buddy,
level
Covering that
over
wall.
to end my long absence.
got
The
that
suit has
wall
been
covered.
inhabited by the spirit of a cat.
Northmore will be angry at me for disobeying him. That's just his way.
There's a Night Vale episode about that.
I need to remain in the oldest house to help however I can.
Nope.
I doubt I can steer.
Figured
this
it out.
back
You
on the
steered
right
back.
course.
He's all
I
better.
have to try. How did I go so long without a purpose? Without devotion? I can hardly remember how it felt. I realize how grateful I am to Father for setting me on this path. I wish I could tell him that.
Talking about the daddy. He's talking about the daddy. I don't even know what he means by that. Yeah, this
Anyway,
is
to wrap up what I was saying, there's a lot more than two perspectives on politics, is all I'm trying to say.
True. True. There are in fact,
Marshall?
they're quite numerous,
You're
but
alive.
there's some of that,
Soon you will no longer recognize us, or yourself, or him,
Maybe I should listen
or
to this.
her, or them. Family is dead. The walls are broken, but yellow and red and young.
God damn it.
Inverted is made right. Leave your
Fuckers, take everything. I am not letting you take this.
You've always been the new you. You want this to be true.
funny is I just kind of wandered down here, and then later on I think they were like, and Marshall's here, and I was like, Marshall's here? I don't think I was really directed to come here.
You had a phone call.
Vaguely remember that phone call. It was pretty late. You were at the end of that stream. Yeah.
We were not mentally prepared to start a whole new story.
I thought we were done with the game, personally. I did like this DLC. It's just like enough extra stuff. I love the environment design. I've liked more of the documents. The documents are really good. I feel like if there's the two things this game does well is the telekinesis and the documents are very fun. I like the documents a lot. Unsurprisingly, in a game that is very SCP, the documents are maybe the best part for me. Ow!
Yeah, I mean, this is why I needed you to play this game, right? Like, I knew that. I knew you would eat that shit up. Hello, sir.
Hello, ma'am. What are you doing here? Oh no, I shot the ground. Running at me. Ooh, ooh. Oh no! Ow. Ow. Boy, I don't know what I did with my controller there. That is not how you aim. Not even like a little bit. I did a nice little circle, and I'm like, that is not helpful to me at all. Oh, hey, look, he's helping? He's helping! He's a friend. I can trust him. Wait, hold on. There's shit
Glad we're
here.
stopping to do this.
Listen, there's shit here. I got it. Look, there's green now. Whatever green is. Green's probably good. I should test this out.
But this is your first moment using that.
I mean, I literally just got it not that long ago.
Oh, okay. I thought you got it last stream, but I guess I was...
No, I like literally just got it 20 minutes ago.
Gotcha.
Oh boy. Stop. Eat my rocks. No, she's around. Hey, I got her. Oh, she came back.
Yeah, she Legend of Zelda. She gets to do that. I like this array of grenades.
Sorry, I wasn't here to help, Marshall.
I was here to kill you, though.
The nail is corrupted. That explains why the board wasn't answering what's causing the quakes. Marshall came down here to save this. I should have been with her. I could have saved her. But I can still save everyone else.
Something tells me this is the exit, Sean.
Congratulations, you got into it. Milo, why have you decided to do this?
What has Milo done?
Just last couple of days, he's decided that a fun new thing he likes to do is to grab the edge of my mouse pad and just pull on it. Like, pull it up repeatedly. As though he's looking for something underneath it, but there's nothing under there. There's never anything under there.
No, there's something under there, Sean. He knows.
I've checked. There's nothing there. Stop it.
I've looked. I like the implication that you weren't just, like, annoyed by your cat doing that. You were like, I've looked, okay? There's nothing there.
Yes, exactly.
Well, fuck you too.
Oh, I'll be sure to.
Let's play it smart. They don't need to know I'm onto them. Not yet, anyway.
Looking forward.
He's looking for secrets. My cat the other
Secrets under there.
my cat the other day was very adorable. I don't know why this was what I came home to, but and like he'll do this from time to time, but this one, oh, okay, never mind. We've got hearth in the background.
The nail is secure. The hiss can't touch it. I can't undo the astral bleeding in the Foundation, but at least it's stopped.
Along with the seismic activity. You did it, Jesse.
I sure did.
Did you
Marshall's
find
dead.
Marshall?
I did. She's gone. She died thinking she'd save the Bureau. Not a bad way to go.
By my hands.
I wasn't ready for this crisis. I didn't even see it coming.
She's not technically wrong about that.
But I promise I'll be ready for the next one.
A control again.
What good is a
in
director who
sense.
can't hold her Bureau together?
The Foundation. Wait a second. Did we just find the SCP? Ah. Turns out that the SCP was here all along. The SCP was inside us all this time. I guess it would have been the SCP was beneath all this time.
I know how to handle things, now that I'm the director. Clearly, it's not that simple. I need to choose a direction for the Bureau. It should be one that serves our goals, not the board's. Whatever those are. I need to lead my way.
Okay, Jesse. Oh, I was
What
about
did
to
you
say, I was
Jess?
like, are you gonna let me do it? I think that's it. I'm not gonna do this shit. That's it. We did it. He's done. That's Control, everybody. That's the books. We probably didn't read everything because, boy. Oh, hey, look, stuff to read.
Am I up?
You're up, I think.
Field research on astral entity, astral spike. Astral spikes are metastructural entities found in the astral plane. Their existence was first confirmed when a single spike traveled into our dimension through the mind of an astronaut. See report XYZ for details. RE Agent Gibson.
Astronaut
Astral
sounds like
spikes.
something a child would say, trying to say astronaut.
It's true. Astral spikes seem to exist beyond our dimension's physical laws. They do not resemble any living creature or animate object we have yet encountered. They're even dissimilar to astral copies, despite the fact that both originate from the astral plane. The spikes are immensely dangerous, emitting a wavelength that disrupts all organic and inorganic matter in their immediate vicinity, with catastrophic results. Discerning the nature of this wavelength has been difficult, for obvious reasons. But the Parakinesiology Department continues to investigate. Refer to File 2 for a full report.
VHS cassette tape, AI-12PE. Containment procedure. Item has proven impossible to fully contain when in proximity of human beings. Item is to be sent to Orlando, Florida, in the Greyhound bus of the oldest house in order to prevent any future access. Man, I forgot about Greyhound buses. Description: altered effect. A VHS video home system tape cassette item will not eject from the television player used at the time its altered status became evident. The VHS player plays footage of... God damn, I don't remember his name. Alan. It's Alan. Entity A001. Cleaning a floor and dancing. This footage renders individuals incapable of movement, speech, or thought while the television screen is within view. This effect is estimated to last indefinitely. The most time spent in this state by a test subject is 21 hours. Individuals only recollect hearing strange music during their entranced state. Footage plays on a constant loop even when the television is not connected to a power source. Even when the television and its footage are contained within an enclosed cell with no windows, agents in proximity have been driven to open and enter the cell by the item's entrancing nature. That's it. I'm sure we read 102 documents. I think that's pretty good. Probably not 102. I don't think we read all the creature documents, but we read almost two. How do you feel that we read around 200 text logs in a single piece of video game? That might be the most we'll ever read. I don't think a game would ever go that far.
It sure felt like it was 200.
Yeah, there was a lot. I gotta give them credit. They really did the damn thing. And if there's like two things that I'm ever gonna praise this game for is the action gameplay is pretty fun. I like the telekinesis and everything, and just I like me some good like logs. I like me some good text logs in a game. And honestly, there's not like one of these that I was like dissatisfied with. They were all interesting and entertaining. That's really all I would have wanted out of them. Anyways, I think the good writing in this game comes from all the weird audio or text logs you find. So, which is probably not surprising as somebody who likes the SCP Foundation. That yeah, I liked that part. I do like reading. It just has to be very inconvenient reading. Apparently, Sean. That's the only reading I like.
How's House of Leaves coming along?
I read 3 more pages while I was in Chicago. Hey, I'm at the part of the book, though, that it's actually becoming difficult to read intentionally, because I find myself rereading things on accident, since it starts annotating the same thing multiple times. I'm at that part of the book, motherfucker. Good.
I'm excited for you to get even further.
Oh, boy. Because like when this is something. God, House of Leaves. What a fucking good piece of media. House of Leaves is such a fascinating piece of literature in that it's literature that you have to metaphysically navigate, and I have not experienced that even in like a video game. I feel like as much as my house is very strongly and intensely inspired by it, it still doesn't achieve the level of labyrinthine bullshittery from a medium standpoint that House of Leaves has accomplished already for me, and I know it gets worse.
Yeah, there's a reason I refer to House of Leaves as a real-life Lovecraftian artifact, because trying to wrap your head around it will make you go mad.
It's so funny. You like handed me that book, and Ari was there. We were hanging out, and Ari was like, "Yeah, you should just read it front to back." And I knew, I was like, I know the nature of this book well enough that I know that that's not fucking possible.
Well, no, what we said, we gave you very specific and intentional advice. What we said was, don't flip through it.
Oh.
Open it at the front
sure.
and just read it. Don't, like, flip through it in any way.
Right. Unless prompted to, yes.
Yeah. That's what we said.
Yes. Yeah, no. And the most impressive part of it is how slowly it gets you into that, by the way. Like, I'd say I'm like, you don't really even get to that point where you're like, oh, until like almost a third of the way into the book, it seems.
Yeah, well, it does a really good job of establishing the house itself as interesting. So, like, you're invested in, like, the sort of investigation of the Novitsin house first, before the book itself starts to become a thing you need to personally investigate.
Uh-huh. Yes. And I find that element to be very fascinating, and I really like that element of it, and it like that, and also just I'm a sucker between like it and, you know, fucking At the Mountains of Madness, which is like the best example I can think of off the top of my head of like a piece of fictional nonfiction in a certain way. I love things that are very like meticulously written to feel very like documentary or like literary. Like I like things that almost have a little bit of flavor of if it wasn't fiction, it could read as just like a scientific paper. And very much the Novitsin report has that feeling of like it is. If it wasn't a Lovecraftian piece of fiction, it really is just somebody doing a lot of research on a very weird found footage piece.
Yeah. Oh, so, hey, I should bring this up because I forgot to mention it earlier, and
yeah,
I'm sure if some fan of Dracula ever watches the VOD, they're gonna
immediately stopped watching when you trashed it. So here we are now.
Well, first of all that, but also they're gonna want to choke me out because I didn't talk about the big thing about the Dracula book, which is the only thing I really knew about it going in, and I found myself disappointed. Dracula is sort of like a found media thing.
Oh, that I did not know.
Yeah, it's presented as a collection of like journals and newspaper articles and letters between people and that kind of thing. Which, you know, in concept, it's cool. I'm glad that it is that, because I do think that it works for the story structure, because it's a story that has a lot of characters and it wants to present things from each of their different perspectives, so it's jumping perspectives a lot. And I think that the like found media format allows it to gives it an excuse to be jumping perspectives very, very frequently. So it works on that level, like it's functional, but it doesn't really do anything with it beyond that. Like, there's, I think, once in the whole story that there's a newspaper article, maybe twice, and there's a handful of letters, but I would say 90% of the book is just people's journals written from first person with perfect clarity in exactly the same style that they would have been written if they were just normal first person narration. To include extensive, full records of like the exact words in every conversation. Like, there's never a point where the narrator of the moment stops and goes, "Gee, I actually don't remember all the details here, but this is the gist of it." Like, nothing like that ever happened.
Well, don't you
Like-
know, Sean, they were just built different back then. They had perfect clarity and wrote everything down exactly as they remembered. Duh.
What's funny is one of the characters, Mina Harker, before she becomes a terrible character, one of the things that makes her interesting is that she's the only character in the book who acknowledges that, actually. That's why it matters that she's, like, trying to be a journalist, is that she's like, I have trained this skill of, like, you know, of, like, retaining information because interviewing people, like, I need to be able to remember what everybody's saying and write it down accurately and precisely later. So, like, I've developed the skill for doing that. But all of the other characters can do it too. And so it's like, okay. I mean, I'm glad that Mina has this, like, cool character thing tied into the, like, format of the book, but it literally doesn't matter because every single character in the book does it.
Everyone does it. They're not actually distinct different characters with different perspectives and ways to view and memories. Everybody has different memories. I mean, right? Like, that's what I do like about things like At the Mountains of Madness, is it's very meticulously written, but very clear that it is, like, ingrained in the writing that the main character doesn't trust their literal own memory about what they saw, and they kind of don't want to. Like,
yeah. There's a cursory effort to, like, give the different characters different voices and stuff like that. Like, it's not badly done, I just don't... It was disappointing, considering it's the only thing I knew about it going in, was that it was supposed to be this, like, found media thing that's, like, a collection of you know, different sources stitched together. It was pretty disappointing to find that actually the vast majority of the book is just completely normal, bog standard first-person narration. With a nice little wrapper that does, like, functionally contribute to the form of the story. But it's not... It's pretty bare bones.
Gotcha. That's silly to me. It does now make me go, I wonder how Wolfman is then. I wonder if Wolfman's good. They're
Sometime I will read that.
They're the quintessential.
If so, it won't be for a long time.
But hey, hey everybody, if you're out there and you're a big Dracula head, you're like, wow, he read the dang thing. He could make his own opinion.
Yeah. Look, no shade on anybody who likes Dracula. There's good stuff in there. I just found that the juice was not worth the squeeze, as they say.
And Frankenstein is great.
Yeah, definitely Frankenstein was significantly better.
Yes. It for me is my money's worth of, like, it was it's on my list of books that I read, that I was made to read in high school, that I went, I'm glad I was made to read this book. I didn't even realize I knew I was gonna like this book as much as I did. I feel like I don't know if everybody has this association or if it's just me. I sometimes feel like there's that feeling that the things you're made to read in high school, you're just like, I don't want to read this. Because you're made to read it a little bit. That's always the vibe that I get sometimes. Or maybe that's just...
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an element of that. And I think it's also, like, there's a certain tendency toward older and stuffier books. And so, like, you know, I read The Grapes of Wrath and The Great Gatsby. And it's like, you know, these are not books that 14-year-olds are interested in.
Yeah, I still think that I do hear that The Grapes of Wrath is bullshit. Don't read it. I hear that one a lot, actually. It's bullshit.
I don't really remember it, to be honest.
It's about the
I remember
Great Depression.
People... Yeah, I remember other people in my class being harsher on it than I was. Like, I remember getting more out of it. Like, there's a whole chapter about a turtle crossing a road that every single person in my class was like, this is the dumbest shit. Why are we fucking reading a whole chapter about this pointless shit? And I was like, but it's clearly a metaphor, guys. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
See, and the only impression I got about it is that it's just the driest piece of literature you could read. It's
about as dry as the Dust Bowl.
I was gonna say, it's about as dry as its material.
You can taste that book.
Anyways, this is the end of what was the name of the? Hold on, I could make this bit. The whole thing.
Foundation?
This is the end of
the Federal Bureau of Control?
No, clearly, what's their name? They had a book corner.
World event?
Where's the book corner?
The book corner?
It's the book corner.
Oh! I don't know.
Here it is, the book club!
That's just called the book club.
This is just called the book club. This is the book club note. Fuck. The book club had a name. I swore it had a name. Maybe it didn't have a name. Well, this ends the Bureau Book Club. We will probably still talk about more books in the future, but this ends specifically the Bureau Book Club, because if we're going to talk about
hey,
books,
who knows? Someday we might talk about books playing Control 2.
That's true. While we read even more documents.
Uh-huh.
So,
apparently that one's supposed to take place out in the city.
Ooh, they no longer contain. They have to do the protection. Oh wait, I guess they also lost the secure. They're down to protect. That's yeah. I forgot the first one. So thanks for joining, everybody. We're gonna do one more thing before we go. As always, at the end of every stream, we're gonna make a prompt together, and then I have to draw that prompt in Paint. If you want to participate, all you gotta do is type in chat. Whatever chat says, use as a reference. You just gotta do a word or two, and then I'll have to take that. And when I make the picture, I will share it before we raid out. So if you want to see it, you have to stick around to the end. So Sean, what should we what should we start with?
A triangle.
Dracula. Oh, I'm in the game. That's not how I
put Dracula in the game.
Can't put Dracula in the game. Dracula staring at the big triangle. In awe of its three-sided powers. Ah, dang it, this was just The Legend of Zelda. They had the funny triangle and everything. Oh, jeez. Why did I think that's how that worked? Why is Dracula so easy to draw?
Because you just give him fangs and a black hair.
And
maybe a fun collar.
I was gonna say, you give him a fun, crazy collar. And a nice cloak. Dracula.
Sorry, that's Bela Lugosi.
Oh,
I hate to break it to you. You've not drawn Dracula, you've drawn Bela Lugosi.
Oh no! I believe I've done it again. Dracula will never forgive me. That's why he's never commissioned me for a portrait. He can't trust me.
And frankly, rude. Like, he has the time.
Uh-huh. And the money, for that matter. I'm not even asking for much, Dracula, you cheap fuck.
The problem is he doesn't understand how to use the internet still.
That's true. I love that part. I love that part of it. What we do in the shadows. Holy fuck, is them learning the internet exists. It's so funny. God. Victorian people being introduced to the internet is just so goddamn amusing to me that they would think it's actual magic and they're literally fucking vampires. It's amazing.
I mean, that's the old saying, sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic.
Uh-huh. Well, stick around to the very end, everybody. If you want to see that picture, we also do a bit of a closing bit. We do raid at the end of every stream, just so that way the vampires, like Dracula, hey Dracula, I'm sorry for insulting you again. We appreciate you for watching, so we'll send you to somebody to keep watching. Because I know you're watching still. Just everybody else out there, make sure to go lock your doors and windows. It's almost lunchtime for Dracula. And thanks for joining, everybody. Hope you had a good time and you enjoyed the show. If you're able to join the live show, thank you for stopping by, chatting, and watching. If you're watching this in the future, thank you for taking the time to going back and rewatching the VOD. We appreciate it. If you're out there and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of what we're up to, I don't know what I'm wishing. If you want to see more of what we're up to, I recommend scrolling down below and following or clicking any of the links. Link to all the socials and the Discord. We post when we go live on any one of those platforms, as well as anything else that we're up to, and just generally come hang out with the rest of the community on there. It's a good time on the Discord. Speaking of which, a shout out to our community out there, and everyone who follows. You guys are a wonderful audience, and we appreciate you. If we do anything particularly entertaining or noteworthy, feel free to clip it and share it on the internet. Make sure also hashtag it with MCCanary or link it back to the stream, so people can find more of the good stuff we do here. And, as always, if you want to see the stream grow, you gotta let people know. I appreciate that you guys have been talking about the stream, and I do encourage you guys to do it. It does help us out, and it's the only other way that people really learn about the stream. The only other thing that I do is I post when I go live, and I don't really do anything else. I don't pay for any advertising or anything. So if you guys talk about the stream, more people will learn about it. So go tell people about the stream. Tell your friends about the stream. Or the YouTube channel, or whatever. Just tell people we exist. I won't. And as always, a huge thank you to all of our supporters on Patreon, Coffee, and Twitch. Your generosity allows us to continue to expand the stream, as well as take on more projects. The stream would not be even possible without viewers like you. So we thank you. If you want to see your name added to this list, as well as a couple of the benefits you get, you could always subscribe directly on Twitch. Got the Patreon or Coffee here. That'll show you everything that you can get, and any amount is always appreciated. Again, thank you. And thank you to your mods, do a wonderful job holding back the robot famous. Thank you, Sean, for playing through Control with me. I had a good time. It was good. I liked that DLC. It was like a nice little just extra bit. Fun extra bit. I liked it.
Yeah.
You have any housekeeping?
None.
Go check out everybody in Goblin Entertainment. That Linktree has links to everyone's channels and everything that they've been up to, and my own stuff here, which has everything that I post to. So you should go check everybody out in Goblin Entertainment. Silos is back. He's Goblin this
Welcome back, Silos.
You should also, go check out the Linktree. Also go check out my Linktree because it has the VOD channel on YouTube. I actually highly recommend checking that out because it's doing something. But the main reason why is if you want to keep up with the Mothership game, you can find all the VODs for the Mothership game there, as well as the little audio logs that I'm making. And I've made an innovation. They have captioning now. Might actually be a really good thing. So if you want to check that out, you can find that there, or the VOD for this, frankly, or if you're watching this for the VOD channel, hi, I guess. So other than that, we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Go say hi to Dot. She's playing apparently 1 week to beat 50 games, and she's been streaming for 10 hours today. So everybody go support her. She's, I guess, doing a marathon of a bunch of retro games. Go wish her luck. She's playing Mega Man. She's playing Mega Man 2 right now. So stick around for that. Otherwise, have yourselves a good evening. Take it easy. Sean, is there anything you would like to tell the audience?
Don't forget to praise the big triangle.
And if you meet Dracula, he's cool for like the first, sounds like what, week? And then after that, he kind of just fizzles out. He actually has staying power, apparently. Sucks. I'm sorry. I really am surprised. He's been around so long. You think he'd figure out his own game.
You'd really think so, but,
Same.
you know, sometimes you can't teach an old dog new tricks. He can turn into a dog, though, so there's that.
She goes. We've released her. She can finally be free.
There she goes again. Wow, you're really going.
Yeah, we just going, huh?
I thought
Bye, everybody.
this would go different.
We'll see you in the sequel.